Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Hey guys, gotta get shredded. Oh my gosh. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Hello, everybody. Let me lower my desk now. That was weird. If you don't know, weird. If that was weird to you, you must not have been here last night. Welcome to Echo Base Network, where we do Rachel Zegler content. Hey, there we go. Oh, I see somebody laughing back there. I knew I would get you on that one. What is up, everybody? Already got 108 people, and we just started. Nick be like, yes. Oh my goodness. Let me say hello to everybody, guys. First of all, we're gonna recap all of the news from yesterday. Some of the things that we weren't even able to talk about last night. We're gonna take a look back at everything that happened, and then we are going to be streaming in 58 minutes when Celebration begins streaming, and we're going to be watching for anything else that happens. So Rissman is here. Nick will be here. He's getting shredded. But he'll be here in a moment. And I want to say hello to Matt Rissman. What is up, D Spirit? Happy Easter weekend, my man. The Watcher is in the house. Dan Grissom is here. Nanu. Let's see. Low Spec Linux Laptop. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you. Dan the Man is here, ladies and gentlemen. That is awesome. Was Nick walking on a treadmill during the stream last night? Yes, he was. It was an all-new Echo Base Network moment. The only thing that we missed was him going, "Hey, Mom, can you bring me some pizza rolls?" Like, that would have been epic on the treadmill. But anyways, Star Wars Mom, hi, everybody. Good to see you, Star Wars Mom. Let's see. We also had Twisted Reality. What is up, brother? Good to see you. Raw84. Let's go. Real American Hero. Maybe. Oh, Celtic Nationo. Fat boy on a diet, don't try it. Hey, we've all been there. Well, we've not all been there, but I've been there for sure. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Rogue Sarge is here, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, Bobby? Good to see you. Shawn Living Life. Shawn gets it. I hope he's doing the laughing emoji from me acting like I was running. Yeah, definitely. Everybody, yeah, there we go. Come on, Coach. Coach is doing the Nick. What's today's panel? Me, Risman, Nick, and that's all that I know at the moment. I'll talk to the boys, and we'll see. Yesterday we had a great panel. We had Knee Pain was here. A special guest was Star Wars Santa. And then we had our brother, the DA, Derek Anderson, popped in from Japan at Celebration. So that was pretty neat there. Order 66 Survivors Club. So thanks, Celebration. Looks like we're getting a couple of new members. Cool. Very cool. Scott 2. What is going on? Yep, we just want more Hayden and Whitwer, please. Hello, Donna Hergenrether. Hi, Coach. Hello, Donna. Good to see you, Donna. Let's see. We also have Angelina Serini in the house. What is up, Angelina? And World of Swap Shop, the best guy on Twitter. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Joseph Michael Palermo. Happy Easter weekend. Absolutely. He is risen, sir. Happy Easter. Let's see. We also have Scott 2. I might have already said you, Scott 2. You get 2 welcome, Scott, because there's a 2 in your name. You know what I mean? Bess Tess Dever. Hi, Coach. Any news on the Rey movie? We are getting into that, but not really. Not really. They did mention Charmin last night for the first time in forever. They had to knock the dust off of her name, but she was dropped, I guess. Stephen Yarnell, Red 5, standing by. Good to see you. SRB Outdoors, good to see you. Talking Star Wars. I meant the Celebration panel. I got you. Risman's going to take us through all of that in just a moment, but I want to say, first panel, I'm reading your lips. Andor. All right. Let's see. Kevin Davis in the house. What is going on? Mike Oxlong. Has Kathy resigned yet? Nope. She will live forever. Jotun Hammer. Good to see you. Kevin Davis. What is going on? Matthew Ween. Hey, y'all. What's up, y'all? Tennessee. Okay. Arrested Development. Anybody? No? Maybe? 92? All right. I'll be alone then. All right. Tony, what's up? Andor first panel, Ahsoka panel 3 hours later. Ooh, we won't be live by that one. All right, everybody. So let me bring in the dude. Quite refreshing, son.
It sure is. We're back 2 days in a row. How are you?
Was it quite refreshing seeing me run?
I lost it. I was not expecting that.
I know. I turned the camera off so you wouldn't be able to see me prepping.
I wondered. I was like, oh no, did he leave? It's like, surely he didn't leave.
I had a little something up my sleeve, a little inside joke. Treadmill, only at Echo Base. Only at Echo Base. Yeah, I mean, where can you go to get that kind of entertainment, really? And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about what Nick was doing yesterday.
Yeah.
So a couple more people we want to say hello to. Blueberry Bagel, what is going on? Hello.
Ooh, my favorite kind of bagels. Blueberry.
Good to see. Yeah, those are good. Mm-hmm. Those are good. Somehow Kathleen returned. Yep.
She never left.
Yeah.
She didn't return.
DB, I was in high school in 92. I know Tennessee. There you go. Solomon McNeil, good to see you, Solomon, as well. And Order 50 Fish. So Darth Maul escaped death twice now. Well,
this is after he already. I mean, this is after he escaped.
This is after the first death.
I mean, he's had so many. I mean,
this is between deaths.
That's right. This is
between.
This is before Kenobi kills him.
The thing is, it'll probably be good. But it's Filoni. Hey, we got to do something. I know, Darth Maul. I mean,
well, it seems to have had the desired effect. People are very excited for this series. So,
yeah. People are excited for it. I didn't know that it happened last night. So when I woke up this morning at like 5:30, I looked at my phone and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Darth, is this a joke?" It was no joke, son. It's real.
Well, whether it's a joke or not remains to be seen, but it has been announced. It is happening.
Will Nick watch the Darth
Ooh.
Maul series?
He
He
may
watched
give it
The
a,
Bad Batch. He watched every episode of The Bad Batch.
I think he liked Darth Maul in Clone Wars. I think he did.
Well, he doesn't like Clone Wars.
But I mean, in the latter part of Clone Wars that he watched, I think he liked Darth Maul.
Okay. Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. What is up, Shrike? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Well, everybody, welcome to a random Friday night stream. We just had our flagship show yesterday, and here we are again. I got home from work, went and played 22 holes of disc golf. Not just playing the hole, though. I practiced, so I was throwing multiple shots. And I am freaking tired. I am not going to lie. I could probably use a cup of coffee. But if I drink a cup of coffee at 7 o'clock at night, I'm probably going to be awake until the wee hours of the morning. And
I can't do it, especially as I've gotten older. Caffeine after about this time, I wouldn't. I'd be bouncing off the walls all night.
Yeah. So let's do something a little different. Oh, Star Wars politics. You're absolutely right. It's not random. We're doing this because Celebration's going on. Which, by the way, I can't think of another channel that has brought more Celebration coverage than ours over the last few years.
Well, in London, y'all were crazy. I mean, you were going for hours.
We were going 12-hour streams.
Yes.
Yeah. They were all day long, and they were a freaking blast. So welcome to the 154 people watching the live stream right now. We appreciate you very, very much. Speaking of appreciation, GraphWeb with a $2 super chat. Hashtag cancel Disney Plus. The most consistent man on YouTube. GraphWeb, we are UR Echo-based network. In this video, says a lot about canceling Disney Plus. Thank you, sir.
And they give us Pee Wee Herman bikes.
Rest in peace to the great Pee Wee Herman.
Indeed.
All right. So, look, can we do this a little different?
We can do it however you want.
Can you be in the driver's seat and take us through these things?
I can try.
You can do this. I believe in
I
you.
can try.
Man, we got so many things.
It's a lot.
And look, if we can't, if it's starting to get out of hand and we need to divert paths, you know, we could always produce some Snow White content and some Rachel Zegler content.
Gosh.
And some Snow White and Rachel Zegler content. And last but not least, reactions to our Snow White and Rachel Zegler
I can't wait
content.
till that movie gets out of the movie theater so I can stop seeing the signs and everything every time I go in there. It's crazy.
I made 3 videos on Snow White.
I'm aware.
You gave me hell for all 3 of them.
And I didn't watch a one. I didn't watch a one.
Tell them Large Marge sent you. All right.
Well, let's start with the recap of which we can start with the recap because people are asking, right? Let's start with the recap of which panels are happening today, and then we can talk about what we might have missed from yesterday. And then I think it will, at that time, the other thing will be starting, and Coach will be asleep, and it won't matter. So let's see here. Let's do this and this and this. Okay. So here in 45 minutes. So they just got in, right? No, they're not even. Yes, No, they're not even in. What time? I'm confusing myself. Yeah, they just got in, and so the first panel is at 10 o'clock their time, 9 o'clock our time,
9 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock
so
Eastern.
We're talking about 47 minutes. They're live.
Correct. And they are allowed in.
Here we go.
9 o'clock. There you go.
Our specialist on site will be reporting in after the Andor panel. Perfect.
And they're I think they're allowed in an hour early. So they've literally
Thank you, Derek.
in, and Andor is the first panel. And then whoever said in the chat was correct. Then 3 hours later, so it's very late for us, right? I don't know why there's so much time difference, but 3 hours later is the Ahsoka panel.
I'm listening.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no. And people are expecting to hear about Ahsoka season 2. I'm not sure. The way that it's written is it says it's very specifically about the first season of Ahsoka. It doesn't mention any look ahead. He's been very cagey about it, but we'll see.
And we're anticipating Hayden being there, aren't we?
Gosh, I would assume so.
That would be somewhat of a spoiler, but you have to assume he's going to be in the movie or in the show.
Well, but if they're talking about the first season, he'll be there, right? He'll be there to talk about the first season and all that stuff. So they're doing that. And then to tell you the truth, I don't think there's much else of interest. Poor Doug Chang's been out and about doing a few panels. Yeah, he's got a panel coming. Then they're bringing an odd bunch of a group of folks, in my opinion. Vanessa Marshall is hosting. Mads Mikkelsen, Manny Jacinto, and Sam Witwer are there to talk about their experience, I guess, as being stars in Star Wars. Okay.
All right, that's cool.
Then they're screening the Siege of Mandalore, and then the last panel of the day is this Bit Reactor and Respawn. So this is where they'll officially unveil the Zero Company game.
All right, very cool. Well, we have someone ready to join us.
Oh no.
So let's bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Yeah, charity run, Fire KK. Let's get this going, guys.
We're like the only YouTube channel in history to do this.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Oh, he fell off. I fell off. He fell off.
My heel hit the green screen.
What is
I
the
was trying to slow it down.
Weird. Oh,
yeah, so for those of you that weren't here last night, I got a little walking pad so I could get some steps in on while I'm doing my fasting and all that sort of stuff. So that's why looks like I'm moving side to side because I'm sitting here walking.
I'm going to stand up for a little bit myself. It feels kind of good.
Yeah.
So, by the way, support Real Gaming. Kid Nicky, the Radical Ninja. If you know, you know. All right. So let's pick up where we left off.
Yep. So let's talk about the Darth Maul thing, right? Because everyone wants to talk about the Darth Maul thing. And so here it is. Let me go here and make this.
So I missed the announcement.
Everybody did because it happened because they had the publishing.
It happened at what, like 3 a.m. or something?
It was 2:30 afternoon their time. So I mean, it was crazy our time. That's what I was on Star Wars Santa stream earlier today, and I said if I was them, I would have prioritized this. I would have prioritized this panel a little bit more agreeably for non-Japanese time zones.
It should have at least been in the top 2 hours of the stream.
Well, especially if they're going to have Sam Witwer out there acting like Maul and announce a Maul series. Why would you hide it away? At the time that they did it. But it is what it is. So they did show a teaser. I found it online. It was on X for a very brief amount of time and before Disney struck them all down. So I did watch it. The animation looks amazing. It's again a slightly different style than they've done in the past. It appears to be set after the Clone Wars and before Rebels. So this is his time in between. What was he up to? And there is some speculation here that it's going to focus on him as he's building the Crimson Dawn Syndicate. And we see the Pikes again because it's a Filoni thing. You got to have the Pikes. It's got a hard on for the Pikes every time the Pikes are there. So the Pikes are back. And of course, the big thing that everyone is talking about here is it appears that he's talking to Rook Cast, so the Mandalorian lady that he was with for some time, that some people are speculating could be the armorer, is with him, and he's searching. He finds a prison cell, and inside the prison cell is a red Twi'lek girl. And people are now drawing the conclusion that they're going to canonize a story around Darth Talon. And obviously he will be the one who trains Darth Talon in this story, because he says, the one I've been searching for is here. And then it starts with a little bit of a training montage. And then, of course, because we have to have an Inquisitor shows up, and it's Marok, right? It's our favorite. Every other Inquisitor known to man is alive at this time, but it's got to be Marok, right? The one that turned to dust and smoke. That's the same Marok. He's here, facing off with Darth Maul. And so that's basically the gist of the trailer. And so I think, I love Sam Witwer. I would love to see Sam Witwer do something in live action. Maul is obviously a fan favorite character, and very specifically his portrayal of Maul. The main criticism that I've seen about this is some folks, and I may be in that camp, right, a little bit mauled out, right? We've had a lot of Maul in animation, right? We know the end of Maul's story, right? We know what happens to Maul in Rebels, and yet we seem to persist with Maul content. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I just know that it's not coming out until 2026. So it's not like this is a surprise for this year. It's not coming out till next year. I think it may be done. I don't think they're still working on this.
I kind of see it like a safe.
It's very safe.
A safe play.
I think Dave's like, I don't really know what else to do. We've wanted to do a Maul show. Everyone loves Maul, and they're like, give him more Maul. And Dave's like, well, I can write Maul.
Hey, let's give the fans what they want. They want Maul, but screw the live action people that was wanting a Luke show.
And maybe they think there's clone fatigue, right? Because I really thought we would get some other clone-focused show, again, set in this, what they call the dark times, this Imperial era, but telling more stories about the clone. We never saw the clone revolution yet. We don't know what happened to some of these characters. We only know what they were telling us very specifically about Nick's favorite character, Omega, in the Bad Batch.
Omega.
And so, and then of course there are the other parts of the fandom who have a very specific opinion about how Darth Talon should be treated and things about that or whatever. And we know we're going to get Dave Filoni's version of Darth Talon.
Yeah, which will probably not be the version that we got in the EU.
And undoubtedly it won't be.
Yeah, just like Thrawn was not the version of Thrawn we got in the EU. Yeah, man. So I will say this about Maul, because I was listening to you guys while I was finishing up a work ticket. Maul is definitely one of my favorite villains in all of Star Wars. I never thought that they should have killed him off at the end of episode 1. He should have been the one to go all the way to the end and Vader defeat him at the end before he becomes the Emperor's new, basically Padawan. I much rather would have seen that, but he got cut in half, and he should have stayed dead. Them bringing him back never really made sense to me. Even though I liked the character, it really didn't make sense to me.
George Lucas wanted him back. Right?
Yeah, and I understand why, because he was popular,
Well, and speaking of George Lucas, there was some other conversation apparently in this panel multiple times, because Filoni had a George Lucas breakdown, right? The first part of this panel was a retrospective, and apparently Filoni had a moment about George Lucas and all that stuff. And so he was very specific around this show, apparently saying, we use some of George's ideas. And obviously, if you think about Darth Talon, right, George had very specific opinions about how he wanted to use Darth Talon going forward, and how that character would feature in his sequel trilogy treatment, etc. So I think in some ways they may, or Filoni may be in his mind again saying, well, this is kind of a tribute to George Lucas, right? I'm carrying that legacy in the way that I want to. We're using more Maul, who of course George wanted back, etc., and so on, and then now entered who we're assuming is Darth Talon. The show might be amazing, right? Again, he may be back to his writing.
It probably will be, as long as they make Maul an actual bad guy, and they're not showing him wrestling between good and bad, and make him bad again.
I don't think we're going to see a bad Maul here, right? I think we're going to see the start of the misunderstood Maul, and I think they're going to lead him to be the Maul that we saw in Rebels.
Yeah. Yep. And I don't like. I mean, it was cool seeing Maul in that story arc in Rebels, but I don't want to see. Don't take us on the journey to that. But give us bad Maul, and I'm all in, and I'm going to love it. But if you're showing me the one that's wrestling with, the conflict between good and evil, I don't want that. Now I could be totally wrong once I see the story. It might be great. They tend to have really good animated shows. I actually thought that the Bad Batch was the worst out of all of them, personally. I think every show they've done has been better than that. But that's just where
other than the couple episodes, which I don't know if you saw them or not, Coach, in season 2, that one, the Outpost or the Post, or
I watched it.
Yeah. I thought that was.
I'm talking about the show as a whole, not.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
And also, I think there's an opportunity for this small show to run more than one season. I don't think we're going to get one season of here's Maul after Clone Wars and here's Maul as we saw him in Rebels, right? I think I think there's probably a multi-season plan for this. And again, the thing about it that I find a little bit tiresome is everyone's getting, and that's there was a chat that you highlighted earlier about, and their name was Order 66 Survivor, and they said looks like we're getting a couple other ones, and this is what they're referring to. Right now, Maul's got a Padawan. Right, we've got the Tales of the Underworld, where Asajj has a Padawan, and by the way, they showed the first episode of that to this panel, and it was confirmed as a result of that it discloses how she did survive, and it also sets up her interactions with Quinlan Vos and Obi-Wan Kenobi related to the path. So there may be a little bit more to that than was originally out there, but they did show the first episode of the Asajj show. My only point is everyone's getting a Force sensitive Padawan to train, right? Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if
everybody survived Order 66. There was only a couple that died.
Well, and again, the argument there is there were so many Jedi that the ones that survived is the ones we would want to tell the stories about, yada, yada, yada. I get that. But it just seems like every story they're telling right now is a character that we know finds a Force sensitive somebody.
Yeah.
And they have to do something for some reason, for some MacGuffin-y, whatever, with that former Padawan. Okay. We don't we have any other stories? Is that every story?
I mean, I haven't seen it. But I mean, for me personally, I give it a 0 out of 10 for a Star Wars show. But I'll judge it for a fan film animated when it comes out.
I hope one day you have to eat those words. It might not ever happen, but I really
I'm checked out of Disney Star Wars.
I know you. You don't have to say that. I think that's a given.
Yeah.
So.
And then so the other stuff we covered, but I have sort of a running list here of all the things that have kind of happened, and I figured we can bring that up. And so because they've been keeping a list of this on StarWars.com.
This is how we do it.
Order 67.
Can we have an Order 67?
Yeah.
So, of course, the first big thing was the Starfighter movie.
Hey, before you get into this, we have to hit these super chats.
Oh, go.
So, all right. The C-Man with a member chat. Derek checking in today. His on-site updates are great. He messaged and said that he would be joining us after the Andor panel, which starts in 31 minutes.
Yep.
So as soon as that panel is over, Derek should be joining us live from Japan.
Yeah.
So thank you, C-Man, and we'll stay on top of that. Storm Weaver with a big $25 Canadian super chat. Good evening, Coach and Moff Rissman. All the best this Easter weekend to you and yours. Keep up all the great work. Thank you so much, Storm. We appreciate that very generous super chat, my friend, and the support of the channel. Happy Easter weekend to you as well, sir. He is risen indeed. Let's see here. The C-Man with a $2 super chat wins the High Republic panel.
Is there even one, Rissman?
They did a publishing panel where, of course, they unveiled some of the Acolyte prequel books, and I think there's a few High Republic books that are out there.
Yeah. So more books to collect dust on bookshelves.
Derek is at Celebration, and I guess he saw something about the High Republic, and he posted the High Republic is dead.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing that. I don't think hardly anybody was even there or something.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, C-Man, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Our old friend Super Nate with a $10 super chat. My boys, we got to hook up with Super Nate and his lovely wife when we watched Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. So, Super Nate, we will be going to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu at Monaco on opening night. So, you're welcome. You're welcome to join us.
Yeah, and that comes out, next summer?
Yeah, something like that.
May 2026.
Now, I'm going to watch Revenge of the Sith on Saturday next week. So, anyways, all right. So, maybe possibly Friday night. My children haven't decided yet. You know, I hear there might be a new Mako Mermaids episode, so we gotta see what's happening.
Yeah,
Super
you gotta
Nate,
do a review of it.
Yep, Super Nate, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for that big $10 super chat, sir. My Acolyte will return $2 super chat. Nick, I'm trying to crash into with my scooter. Stop. Thank you, my Acolyte. And then A. Marcellus with a big $10 super chat. You know what kills me about Disney Wars? They wasted 13 years and we don't have a new Jedi Order. They keep jumping around to dead characters and useless characters.
Not wrong.
I think a lot of people feel that way, A. Marcellus, for sure. There's been a lot of wasted time and decisions made, for sure. We could go on and on. Look, we could go through the litany of all of that.
13 years later, they're still trying to figure it out.
And not only haven't they figured it out, but they've officially now announced a movie that's first called Starfighter.
Yeah.
Which on the surface wouldn't appear to have anything to do with Force users of any kind. However, I don't think that may be true, but on the surface, that's the way that it appears.
Yeah.
Right. And if they do a movie a year, then okay, 2028 would be the first opportunity to do anything with the Rey, and unless Rey does show up.
Well, you say a movie a year. That's assuming this goes well. We know they're doing 2, and if they don't do well, we're going on a hiatus again.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. So, I think there's a lot. I don't think there is an awful lot riding now on Ryan Gosling and Shawn Levy. This Mando and Grogu thing, it is what it is. Right now, all their eggs are at this moment, are in the Ryan Gosling, Shawn Levy basket, for which there is an actual script that's apparently finished.
Holy moly, you're kidding.
Which takes place, 5 years after The Rise of Soy Walker?
With apparently a whole new cast of characters.
So that is a really bad setting for the movie, because that's immediately going to make a lot of fans disinterested.
Oh, yeah.
But is this movie centered around space battles?
I think it's centered around a starfighter pilot.
If we're getting a lot of space battles, that part of it exclusively is at least interesting, because we've not been getting much of that in Disney Star Wars.
I hear you, but who would they be fighting? Right, there's a lot. Pirates.
Yeah, more
smugglers,
pirates.
More pirates? I mean, they would. He has a. That's what I say. If it's 5 years, he said half a dozen years. By the way, in an
the
interview.
Syndicate re-rising.
So it's 6 years after Episode 9. We don't know anything about what's going on with any of it. Is he a starfighter? Maybe he's not even a New Republic starfighter. Maybe he's a starfighter, somewhere else entirely. Right? Just like in this Darth Maul series, apparently he's going to be on some planet that's untouched by the Empire, even though it's in the Imperial era. Right? We do these weird things to try and segment these stories off, and very often it doesn't work.
Yeah, so Patty Jenkins movie definitely not happening if they're doing Starfighter.
Yeah. I'm guessing the ideas that she came up with are going to be the ideas they use.
Is it not the same setting? Is it not the same time?
Yeah, because that Rogue Squadron, it had the sequel trilogy era X-wing.
Yeah.
Are we being too literal? Could he potentially be a fighter who's in the stars? Right? I mean, we're taking Starfighter. Yeah. And we're saying it's ship based. No one has said that, and the only thing you hear in the trailer is a lightsaber.
Yeah,
there's no planes flying anywhere.
Yeah, apparently he's going to end up being a Force user or something.
Oh Lord.
Well, so
maybe Broom Boy will show up
somewhere somehow. I don't know where it was said, but that he was going to be a Force user. And his child, or a child that he has some affinity or responsibility for, is also Force sensitive, and they're finding their ways together through the Force.
That all get a child,
right? And so I don't know. I mean, all I know is what they kept saying, which is Shawn Levy loves the script. He and Gosling collaborated on the script together, so that when he got Gosling aboard, Gosling helped tweak the character. It's a lot of heart. It's funny. It's adventuresome. It's all the words that you would say when you don't want to say anything about what it's really about. And every interview was just them saying those words over and over and over again.
Of course.
Yeah.
They're not going to say anything different. But let's keep rolling on the Super Chats. Hey, Marcellus, thank you, brother, for the $10 Super Chat. And then Josh Main. What's up, Josh, with a $10 Super Chat? I just don't understand why Disney continues to milk all of these characters. They have an entire plethora of content to draw inspiration from and use as source material. These fools.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Well, and Matsuine and I were just having a conversation in chat because he was still trying to wrap his head around Darth Talon. He's like, well, it's the wrong time period. It's not the right time to have Darth Talon. And I was like, says who? Dave Filoni will have Darth Talon show up whenever in the hell he wants Darth Talon to show up.
Yep. Darth Revan will show up during the sequel trilogy. I mean,
Darth
throw him
Plagueis.
in there.
Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, put Plagueis in there.
We got 3 whole seconds of Plagueis, baby.
Yeah, they'll end up retconning all of the Acolyte and be like, that's alternate universe.
They're here. I see my Acolyte is here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. All right. Thank you, Josh Main. We appreciate you. And then Super Nate with another $5 Super Chat. Thank you, guys. I'll bring my Grogu plush. I mean, my daughters, of course. You bring that plush. I want to take a picture with it. And then Chris Reed with another $5 Super Chat. Starfighter. Give it 6 months and they'll end canceling it like they've done with the other announcements they made in the past. Not watching anyways. Chris, that's a great point.
Yeah.
So many things that they have canceled more things that they've announced than they've actually followed through with.
Made, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and maybe I'll live to eat these words. I hope I live, right? Maybe I will end up eating these words. I don't think they're going to cancel Shawn Levy and Ryan Gosling. I think of all the things,
probably not.
They're more likely to cancel the Rey movie, right? Or Simon Kinberg's. By the way, she keeps mentioning Taika Waititi's movie. Just cancel it now if you want to cancel something. Yeah. She keeps bringing it up like it's a real
But
thing.
if they did cancel it, Risman, would you be surprised?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Not a bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chris Reed, thank you so much for the $5 Super Chat, man. Thank everybody for the Super Chats, man. Y'all got them rolling in. We appreciate all the support very much. We will hit every Super Chat and focus in on it for sure. Shawn Living Life with a $10 super chat. I know it's been said before, but when Disney bought Star Wars, there was already a large established galaxy of content, but Disney threw that out and replaced it with creatively bankrupt insanity.
100%.
Yeah, of course they did. And now we are where we are.
Yeah, they wanted to keep all the money to themselves and not pay the people royalty fees for using stuff.
They didn't pay them.
And they
were sued
and
for
a lot
it.
of people took them to court
and won.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, and that's precisely why Darth Talon's going to show up at this time being trained by someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to get this. I'll be right back.
Okay. And again, we're just making assumptions that it's Darth Talon based upon the fact that it's a suspiciously red female Twi'lek, in search of a master, or so we think, imprisoned by the Empire for her Force abilities. So, so there you go.
Mexican Iron Man, $4.99. Hell to you, good sir. I will see you this next week. Me and Mike's going to some gun training a week from tomorrow. So speaking of, I got to get with the ATF this week to find out on my travel permission to.
Oh, there you go.
To be able to have permission to travel with my firearms that are registered, which I sent to them like a month ago. Normally it's like 2 weeks or something, and I normally get a response. So, but anyways, please, Rissman, please take KK away to your secret bungalow of love, so we can get some good Star Wars. Sacrifice your body for fandom's sake. Yeah, jump right on that, Rissman. Jump right on it.
Well, and I went to rewatch the day one live stream from yesterday, and it's gone. And people were in the middle of trying to rewatch it, and they took it down. And there is, and also what's disappeared is any, like you guys had clipped, or Coach I think clipped and tweeted, the reception that Kathleen Kennedy received walking to the stage, etc. And Star Wars had put out an official video about that also. It's been removed. It wouldn't surprise me if they took that live stream down.
Now the tweet is still there.
Your tweet is fine, but I'm saying Star Wars had put an official video out about it, and apparently they removed that as well. I think she flubbed up that interview so bad on the live stage that they've taken that live stream down. I think it will come back like it did for London, but they'll snip things out and before they repost it, I guarantee you. But it disappeared, but quick, and they replaced it with the second days. Other people are saying, well, they just didn't want people to be confused. I'm like, what? We're dumb. We don't know how to use YouTube by now. We don't know how to rewatch one and tune in live for another one. I mean, come on, man. They took it down because they didn't want people watching it.
Yeah. Why else would you take it down?
And it's
which is something that we need to bring up in our video, Nick.
Yeah, definitely.
And especially
me and Coach are going to record a video on all this later.
Especially with the time difference. With the London stuff, as you guys proved, if you wanted to do it, you could watch it. This other stuff with the huge time difference, there was very hard for people to stay up and actually watch all the hours of that live stream. And yes, they did. And I have all the snippets, right? I'm not going to play all the snippets, but I filed all the snippets from that live. And I'm like, well, is this all they're going to give us? Are they not going to put the live stream back up at all? And they're just going to give us these snippet videos? But that's really shitty. Right, people were in the middle of rewatching it, and it disappeared on them like that.
No,
yeah, just not good. Did you hit Mexican Iron Man's?
We did.
Yeah. We just
got through with that.
All right, so I want to say a big thank you to Graph Webb, the Seaman, Storm Weaver, Super Nate, My Acolyte Will Return, A. Marcellus, Josh Main, Chris Reed, Super Nate again, Shawn Living Life, and Mexican Iron Man for your generous super chats and support of the channel. Thank you, guys. We have cleared them all. We are You Are Echo Base Network, and now some real Star Wars. Okay.
1 sec, I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
So that gets us all caught up there. So what else about yesterday?
So we don't have to. I think we're all Starfighter'd out, right? Anything else you wanted to say about Starfighter, Coach?
We're just gonna have to see more about it. I will say this though, kind of shifting gears away from Starfighter. My interest in Mandalorian and Grogu was nil. I did not care. And I'm not sure how much I care right now, but I thought that trailer was really good. And it made me a little interested. I actually enjoyed watching that leaked trailer.
And you know why I think that is because it really, instead of it sort of being a trailer, it was just a bunch of action shots that they sort of cropped together in like a sizzle reel. And I joked with someone on Discord earlier. I said, you know what? If I don't, maybe I said it last night too. I said, if I never go and see that movie, which of course I will, I said that one shot of the AT-AT and him taking out the snowtroopers and all of the, him and the cockpit and then the thing falling off the cliff. That's all I wanted to see in the movie anyway.
Yeah.
So if I never see any more of it, that was fine.
Well, you know what it felt like? It felt like Mandalorian season 1 and 2.
Exactly right. It felt like we were watching them back to form with Mando and Grogu out on an adventure, on a mission to do something. And I think that's exactly what we're going to get. And if they make it more like they did in the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian, I think it will be much better. It won't have all that nonsense for Mando season 3 that made it not great.
Yeah, exactly. Get away from, Mando season 3 got away from Mando.
It was the Bo Karen show.
Yeah. It just, and like, if you want to give us a Bo-Katan show, give us a Bo-Katan show. But anyways,
make sure Maul's in it though.
Oh, of course, of course. So Sodak Choppa, Coach still riding that fence. $1.99 super chat. Maybe, I guess. I'm just saying, for a trailer, it was better than I had anticipated. And again, it's not a trailer, just shots.
What you saw,
but it made me more interested.
And from what I understand, people seeing it in person on that big screen, it was awesome. Because as we've said many times, it should be on a big screen.
So here's the thing. If they get back to the original formula, which was Mandalorian and Grogu, and they give us a 2-hour-long Mandalorian episode with a lot of action in it, then people are going to probably walk away from that having enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And that makes it a safe play.
Yeah. It's the safest to get them all back.
They're going safe. And we said that when they announced this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is their safest play. Yep. It's the safest play they've got. If they're not going to give us something that is great, and I don't know if they even can at this point. I don't know.
Well, and that's why their next Hail Mary is throw the Deadpool and Wolverine director and Ryan Gosling at the problem. It's do everything but bring out Charmaine Obey O'Noy and Daisy Ridley. And it's nothing again, but you know what I mean? It's like keep pushing that away. We don't need that right now. We probably don't need it ever.
Now, and so thank you, Brogu, for chatting that. I'm with you. Now, this is an interesting thought here from Draconis. They showed us the best 2 minutes of the whole movie. What if he's right? What a letdown that will be. Now, I did see somebody post in chat a few moments ago, where could they see this trailer? They took it down. It was leaked from Celebration. It was posted on YouTube, and it was removed.
And people are getting copyright. I'm glad I snipped it out, by the way. People are getting copyright strikes against their channels.
Oh.
I mean, they're not messing around on this thing.
So that's what I told you I was afraid of.
I snipped that I sniffed it out. I deleted the live stream, and what we've got posted has none of it in it. I mean, they are not messing around on this.
Oh, wow. So that's something else we need to bring into the video that we're going to do. You know, not only do they take the stream down, if you posted video footage of that leaked trailer, they're copyright striking you.
That's what I was told.
You get three of those, you lose your channel.
The person who's mentioning it, maybe people don't often know the difference between claim for copyright and copyright strike, right? And from a YouTube perspective, it's two very different things. But I'm still glad I took it out, right? Although I'm happy we were able to show it when we did. I think people enjoyed seeing it. You know, I think the movie is pretty much done, right? And so there is a part of me that says they showed what they showed because it's the least spoilery about what the actual plot is, and they did want to put something out there that would create hype, and they've already gone the snowtrooper AT-AT route. That's been out there before, so they thought, let's just keep doing that. Do I think it's the best part of the movie? I hope not, right? Because there's nothing about it that seemed to have anything to do with the plot.
Yeah. So I'm going to guess, you know, with my extensive knowledge of the sequel trilogy, I'm just going to have to say that the whole, I don't even remember what they were called, but the big, huge super walkers.
Oh, those things that had like the really weird, like
the thing that Kylo Ren was on.
Yeah.
When he went down to go confront
those
Luke.
were their versions with the weird feet. They had the weird feet.
And our AT-ATs were like little puppies on the ground next to them.
I will say these cockpits looked like they were starting to morph a little bit, right? The feet were right, but the cockpits.
So maybe it's the Mandalorian's fault that the sequel trilogy made those.
Could be. Could be.
Roid walkers.
Yeah, but they had
Gorilla AT-AT.
They did. They had the really weird feed. Because I know people hated that Lego set. That was one of the worst selling Lego sets.
The one like growled at Luke.
They were so bad.
Those Beast Wars AT-AT.
Only Disney could ruin an AT-AT.
Yes. Precisely.
And you know, the other interesting thing about Mando and Grogu is, and I caught a John Favreau just gushing over working with Sigourney Weaver and how great she was in the role, etc. I am telling you, Sigourney Weaver at most will have 10 minutes of screen time in this movie. At most.
I don't think it'll be very much.
She is literally the one who hires Mando and Grogu for this job. You know, you work for us now, and I think as payment, he gets the Razor Crest. That's where the new Razor Crest comes from, as part of his payment.
You are probably so right about that. Now, did you read this, or is that just your brain telling you?
No, this is an inference.
I think that's a really safe bet. That's how it happens.
Yeah, and so part of this movie, I think, is to get him a razor. This movie will, at the end, will be very transparent, right? It's to move his story along a little bit, to get him a Razor Crest again, to move his chess piece a little bit further on, maybe tell us a little bit more about what the Imperial Remnant is up to in a very self-contained, large bottle episode, if you will, of The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, Sigourney seemed excited about it. You know, she seemed genuinely, you know, excited to have been in. I think she has more of a role than Christopher Lloyd did. Let's not go back into all.
Oh yeah.
Let's not go back into Dooku was right. I'm pressing the red button. Pressing the red button now.
The little cameo deals that they've done with actors, none of them have gone well. Timothy Oliphant, but I would say that was more than a cameo.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they would bring Cobb Vanth back.
Sure. He's a very good character.
And we'll see here in a minute, or if we go that way, Hasbro's got a beautiful new figure that they're releasing for Cobb Vanth. So I hope he does come back in some way.
Yeah.
So that's the Mandalorian and the Grogu of it all. Then they did do the Lucasfilm 20th anniversary here. There's a little YouTube video about it. Again, it was a retrospective. Dave got emotional. This is where the Maul thing was ultimately talked about. This is where they showed the tales of the underworld. From what I understand, there are other tales of things that are either finished or in the process of being finished, and it seems like that's going to be our May the 4th thing from now on, is my guess, is they'll continue to give us these tales of
I like the limited animated series. I think every one of them has been good or worth watching once, but some of them have been very good.
Yeah, but again, Asajj Ventress, Cad Bane, are we out of characters? I mean, again, it's the Maul of it all. Again, we're getting Asajj, we're getting Cad Bane, we're getting Maul, we're getting
Filoni Star Wars. It's Filoni Star Wars.
And so again, I know some people are excited about Cad Bane. It's an easy watch. Of course,
is there anything? We're talking about animation.
Mm-hmm.
If the creatives chose to, they could give us an animated limited series with Luke, Han, and Leia. They could.
Absolutely.
And it would freaking, people would be hanging from the rafters to watch it. If you could actually give us Han, Luke, and Leia in the animated space and make us feel like it's watching Han, Luke, and Leia, I mean, why are you not doing that?
Mm-hmm.
That would just be too much Star Wars.
Or, Dave Filoni did make one interesting comment. He said something like, "We have crazy stuff in store coming," or somehow he said, he used the word "crazy stuff is coming," and I don't know if it was in the context of what
Star Wars horror movie.
What could be the horror movie. He did confirm that in Ahsoka season 2, somewhere in some passing, he did confirm more World Between Worlds and Mortis arc. So he's confirming little things are coming. He did say crazy. There are many different time periods and different things they can do from an animation perspective. Maybe that's where the hard thing's going to be. Who knows?
Well, you need to queue up the stream because it starts in 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, the last thing I wanted to make sure to mention is Light and Magic did drop. The next 3 episodes in the Light and Magic, they are on Disney Plus, and it is focused around, picks up after Jurassic Park. It's somewhat prequels focused around that time period. So, Coach, I haven't watched yet, but we'll see how true they do and what they do, and how they how they treat his entrance into the digital world, and then publishing. Then we started doing the Hasbro stuff, so we can come back if that other thing is not interesting. We can come back to that's Cal Kestis, by the way. There's another Cal Kestis that I think is very funny looking, but let's see. Oh, it's not quite started yet. So what do we do here? So we did Light and Magic. Then here's conclusion of phase 3 of the High Republic. So someone asked about High Republic. So technically the High Republic is all finished now, I think. And so they announced the rest of the stuff. Then they did a whole bunch of Hasbro reveals, and we can pop over there if you want to see.
That's Slippy off Star Fox.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who it is?
I have no clue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, please. I have that,
and the dude on the right looks like he works at Walmart.
Well, wait, I'm going to show you, and Nick's going to laugh when I bring this up. But let's see here.
Why is my stupid camera freaking all fuzzy?
Because you're on a treadmill.
No, it's been fine all night.
Let's because you just saw Cal Kestis there in that picture. This is just, I just don't understand. I'm just laughing because this is so. Wait. Here we go.
Oh man!
All right, so this is Cal Kestis, and I think he's
that is redneck Cal Kestis,
or I think he's like 70s porn star Kestis here.
Oh
I mean,
my goodness!
He's got the mullet, he's got the mustache. I'm like, what is going on?
He does look like a Grand Theft Auto character.
What is going on with this Cal Kestis? But they did, and of course they did Marinus here in a couple of different varieties in the Black Series, in the Vintage Collection. And so this is the quirk. This is Turgle and Scuba Stev. I guess these are obviously from the game.
I thought you were about to say Scuba Steve.
No, it says here, this is the Black Series Cal Kestis build-up pack. So of course it's BD1, and it's these are Turgle and Scuba Stev.
Man, I'm gonna be running to the store to get those.
You and everybody. But here, I don't know. He's not. He doesn't. Maybe that was him in disguise with the mustache and the mullet. I don't know. But here's a pretty decent Han Solo. Right? I mean, some of these are not. I don't know how many Chewbacca's do we need. Are they different? I'm sure they are in some way. But there's another Chewbacca. Now we've got Dash Rendar.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another Marin, because you can never have. This one's a vintage Marin. You can never have too many. And I guess we're going to be seeing a lot of this bazooka, right? Because the range trooper had it. Now this stormtrooper has it. And so because again, this rocket fire is obviously video game focused, and when you see the range trooper in the TIE Avengers scene in Andor, he's got one of these that he's trying to blow up Andor
all right
with.
TD 15169, you need a rocket launcher like that.
Yeah.
And then of course we've got still trying here with Moff Gideon and his dark trooper armor.
I mean, it's a sweet looking deal, but
soft goods cape.
The character just didn't do it for me, dude.
Yeah.
No, I mean, But here's Cobb Vanth. This is a nice looking Cobb Vanth, right? Now he's completely without the armor, so you really get the de-armored Cobb
so
Vanth.
Plain, man.
Well, it's Cobb Vanth.
I know.
And then what about this? Look at this. Look at the Bantha. Look with all the real like fur on it, and,
like a bantha.
Like a Bantha. Book of Boba Fett. Still turning. They're still trying.
Dancing in the middle of the night in the desert. That's all we need.
Trying. And then the first Bad Batch figure, I guess. This is obviously Crosshair.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, Hasbro. I don't know who's buying these anymore. I guess hopefully somebody buying these figures. Hasbro keeps putting them out. I guess they have to from a license perspective.
Yeah, the Hasbro Pulse stuff seems to do better than the regular stuff that they put out, or most of it, anyways.
That's who I thought it was. Do y'all know who that is?
Oh, I see. Yep.
So it's
Star
Fox.
Yeah,
yep, that's Slippy Toad off Star Fox. Now, ironically, this article was ahead of its time. This is 5 years ago. I just did a Google search for Slippy Toad images and came across this article. And when I clicked it, what my hatred of Slippy taught me about toxic masculinity. And I'm like, I am not reading this. Like, are you serious? Get out of here with that. Oh, my goodness. Hey, I'm going to have to step away for a moment. The live stream is starting. I will be back in a moment.
Okay, yeah, it still hasn't quite started yet. So I have it.
I'll go ahead and hit the super chat.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, he coach hit that one. Chad Admiral, throw on for $2. Look up the VC Heir to the Empire.
Oh, is there a vintage collection Heir to the Empire? There's a vintage collection Heir to the Empire set, I think is what they're talking about.
Yeah. Do you have that, Brisbane?
I can find it. Let's see here. Because I think this was a nice pack, right?
I think so. And while Brisbane is pulling that up, GraphWeb, most consistent man on the interwebs with the $2 hashtag cancel Disney Plus, or be like me and never subscribed ever in your life. So there's that too. But yeah, if you do have it, 100% support canceling Disney Plus. There's tons of other ways you can watch the Disney trash Star Wars without paying Disney for it.
All right. This is it. So it looks like we've got...
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got your... and I actually got this guy separately. So I actually got him with his Ysalamiri, the Thrawn because they were selling it with the pack with Grievous and Darth Vader, so I ended up getting that pack. But this one has him and the Salamari, and then it's got Paleon, right? I assume it's Captain Paleon, and then of course, oops, where did the other guy go? Well, we know the last one is Sabaoth.
Guess what I was just told, Nick?
What?
Has nothing to do with Star Wars. I was just told by my family that we will be attending Rock the South to go watch Hank Williams Jr.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing has never been for me.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So, anyways, hey, I'm looking forward to being able to see him myself. It's been a long time.
I saw him with Leonard Skinner in high school.
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, Rissman is getting the live stream panel
yet, so we can chat amongst ourselves for a minute. But they're working on getting it started. Originally I thought it was going to start at 10 Eastern, but last time I started a little bit early.
So GraphWeb sends in another super chat.
Yeah, I hit it while you were gone.
Okay, that's 2 tonight from GraphWeb. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was listening to the conversation you guys were having while I was closing out this work ticket on the animated Han, Luke, and Leia.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Disney has not demonstrated one single ability to get any character right. If they did an animated thing with them, they would probably just completely destroy those characters. So the fact that they're not involving them, I'm actually glad that they're not.
Well, I think also there was some thought, if they're going to do it in animation, do it while Mark Hamill could still voice Luke. I mean, there are some things that you could do, and it's not like we don't have other voice actors that are talented, right? But I mean, I know some folks were like, well, we still have some of the original actors around if you really wanted to at least get the voices right. Nick, on your point, the story has to be right.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about, the voice actor.
I kind of said that too, though. Like what I was saying is they have the ability to make it. They've not demonstrated the ability to make great content lately.
Yeah.
But they can produce. They can. I mean, they could pull that off, like technologically, production wise.
Oh yeah.
That was my point.
Yeah. They have the ability.
Yeah, that was my simple point.
Yeah.
Well, and again, I don't know what they are, but I know there are other animated things either done or very close to being done that they've been holding. Some of them are tales of things, and some of them are long form series or something like that, right? So there are things out there that I think they're holding now to announce that things like D23. Because again, remember, Disney announces other things at fan events besides just Celebration. And so depending on because it's not likely to be another Celebration next year, right? So depending on how they want to space some of these things out, you have other opportunities for them to announce other things that are ready, which I believe are going to be largely animated focused.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yep, I'm with you. Oh, yay, Kristen Baver and a Japanese lady.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they were speaking Japanese, so I couldn't tell. But it was the director from Godzilla -1. They had him on the stage, and this Japanese gal was interviewing him. Why, I don't know, but the interview was entirely in Japanese, and it was not subtitled.
Huh? Yeah, they should take notes from that guy. Because he killed it with Godzilla -1.
And he said he'd like to do a Star Wars.
See, he said what now?
He said he'd like to do a Star Wars in the past. He said it because remember, Filoni loves him. Filoni had him over for a private screening of Godzilla -1. But he has said, "Oh, look, your droid's back, Coach." He has said he has an interest in doing something in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Coach loves this. The kitchen droid here from Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best droid ever.
You know, I didn't realize it because I never went there and watched because it was just so painful. But Star Wars, like the official YouTube channel, you know, they were coming out with like Christina Ariel and Kristen Baver having these little 5-minute updates.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't even do
it was like
them
weekly,
anymore.
wasn't it?
Well, Coach, what Coach is talking about is Christina Ariel used to do a High Republic focused show.
Yeah.
And then Kristen Baver did This Week in Star Wars. And
Yeah.
she was doing it routinely. And then she switched to This Week in Indiana Jones 5 because she switched over and she did a This Week in Indy. And then once Indiana Jones 5 was over, now she did get a new job, but she stopped doing that. And they went to these little shorts, dispatches things. And the This Week in the Christina Ariel show got canceled. And Kristen Baver never came back to doing that.
Yeah. And when they were doing those, they were getting like ratioed bad.
She was getting Ariel was getting obliterated.
Oh,
because
bad. Yeah.
Baver wasn't much better, but Ariel was the worst.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You know, we can't hear it.
I know. You want me to turn the volume on? I don't know.
For you to have watched it on
I didn't want it to be
now
distracting.
be here in person. What are you feeling right now?
Be able to hear it now.
Since a kid, being here and seeing everything, so excited.
So exciting as well, yeah, because this is beyond just a family.
I bet
This
the
is
production
a
team was like,
family,
go
and
find
we
me
are
2
feeling that
Japanese
love
people
right
that can
here
speak
on the
English.
floor. Look
Yeah.
at them
Their
with
English
a
was, they're probably from
smile.
the States, right? Their English was
I know
impeccable.
you're smiling
Yeah.
right here.
Where's
Listen,
Derek?
You're smiling so much we're keeping it undercover. I love it. What's your name?
Genuine.
Kenyuan, where are you from?
North California.
Northern California. I love it. I love it. Concealing his identity for his safety. I love that. And
Is
look
there
at
any way
the
you can
wonderful
turn the volume
cosplay
up
we
more,
got going on
Matt?
over here.
Maybe.
Hi, what's your name?
Christina.
Christina, where are you
Up as
joining
far
us
as it
from?
can go on my
Yeah,
side.
I can hear it fine.
Yeah, it might be on my end.
Oops, I muted it again.
It is my first time. I'm so excited.
I love that you're excited. And our buddy over here, he's taking all the pictures. I love it. What's your name, friend?
My name is Robert.
Robert, you're live around the world. What does this
Until they
moment
take
mean
the
to you
stream
right
down.
now?
It means a lot
Yeah.
since I've seen the very first
Where's the DA?
Star Wars when it first came out.
You saw the very first when it came out?
13.
Get out.
Wow,
That's
he's
And
older
now
than he
you're
looks.
Here, after the franchise has grown so big, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
I'm looking forward to something new, something that's going toward the future, something that expands the stories.
Well, you're out of luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's go forward.
Starfighter.
You know
It was
what?
announced yesterday.
Yeah.
You couldn't have said it any better because why wait anymore? We're going to go forward and bring so much action to you here live this Saturday at Star Wars Celebration. Ladies, back to you.
Thank you so much.
So the Andor
Cam.
panel is
Kristen,
on the main
yesterday
stage right now.
was
Oh.
amazing. It was insane to start the show singing "Happy Birthday" to Hayden Christensen, the chosen one.
Who could have predicted that?
No one,
Who could have
not
predicted
one
that?
person.
Not one person. I can't believe my first interview of Star Wars Celebration Japan Live this year. Ryan Gosling. Very casual.
She almost forgot who.
So
Yeah.
crazy. Getting to sit down with Godzilla Minus One's director, Takashi Yamazaki.
Yeah, but
That nobody
Filoni
understood
is
what was
proud.
going on.
and they put the
Or what
video
was
up on
being said.
StarWars.com. I mean,
And listen, I know you all might even know who Raina's favorite interview was. Interview, yeah. You know what? Favorite moment of yesterday? Maybe meeting
Nubs.
oh god,
Meeting who?
It was pretty good.
No,
We had a dance party.
the
My
blue
favorite
blue
Booba.
bear from Young
Super
Jedi
Bowl. He danced real
Adventure.
good.
Oh.
How
And the whole
are we gonna-
crowd was
how?
chanting,
How are
"Nubs,
we gonna top
nubs,
yesterday's
nubs,
activities?
nubs, nubs."
Oh.
I know
God.
we're going to.
You know what?
You're
we
just
are.
gonna have to watch.
We are, yes. And you all are just going to have to wait and see. But same as yesterday, keep your eyes on all the Star Wars social channels for updates and breakout moments.
Love being on TikTok? Check out the Star Wars TikTok for live interviews.
Who doesn't love being on TikTok?
I
Really?
love me a good TikTok.
And I'm
F
not biased.
TikTok.
Find
I've
amazing
never
articles
been
and
on
reviews
there. I
on
So
never
her,
will.
It's the website
Kristen's
that you
new
may know.
job, by the way,
Want to
is
see your
she
name on the big screen?
is like director
Do
over
ya?
all their social media now.
Yeah. See your tweets below in this little ticker.
Tweet it out. Hey.
Get us stream that. Yes, Nick is on a treadmill.
Yeah.
I knew we were
What's up,
missing
Adam?
someone important during the.
I don't get it,
You
Adam.
know who it was? It was Gil. It was Gil. That's who we're missing, right? Yes. But we're just getting started, Gil. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, trying to drop that.
He's
Trying
a
to
huge
drop them
fan
LBs.
of Rogue One and Andor.
You gonna show us something?
Yes.
And one more time.
Adam, go back to the very
Andor.
beginning of the stream when Nick first comes on.
Yeah.
You
Who
won't be
else is
disappointed.
excited for Andor season 2.
Yeah.
Did you know I was about to do that,
Let's
Nick?
join Tony Gilroy and
No,
Diego Luna
uh-uh.
as they talk all things Cassian Andor.
He's halfway to Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, the future. Is this the future they were talking about?
No. While they're talking season 2, we'll get a recap.
I wonder
of
if
season
I wonder if
1.
this guy can swim.
Yeah.
With season 1, I wasn't sure what was possible, And then when audiences reacted positively and people started talking about the show, I was like, this is special, One very important piece of the equation is that we're talking Star Wars and people care.
The reaction to it was just nothing I'd really anticipated.
Just take them by surprise. Watching it kind of blew my mind. And then the fact that people loved it and could see it for what it is. It's human, it's incredibly truthful, and it just happens to be in a galaxy far, far away.
What is my sacrifice? Kindness, kinship, love.
Cereal boy.
I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy.
So here's Andor season 2 by the numbers. 140 sets across 40 sets
I burn my life.
across 24 locations. 700 costumes for the principal cast alone. 152 creatures created. 30 droids created. 1,300 VFX.
Wow. Yeah, I guess that's why it costs so much money. 'Cause they
300
put,
million.
like, yeah, 300 million. Yeah.
進行役の DJ 太郎さんとサッシャさんを迎え
Oh, they're going to show us the panel.
And the DA's in
They're
there.
actually streaming the panel.
Good morning, Star Wars Celebration!
Wow.
Ohayou gozaimasu, Star Wars Celebration!
Yeah. We are so excited to be here today to talk about the second season of Andor, a Star Wars story.
Andor!
Yeah.
So this is what's
This is the actual panel.
Oh, so it's actually going on right now live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Star Wars fans.
Let's see if we can see the DA in there.
From Japan.
Who's from overseas?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Welcome to Tokyo.
Yes, we are united. Yeah.
Now we have some special guests
Yes.
here to tell us.
Yeah, my
more
brother's in
about
Okinawa.
The final season.
I was like, dude, Star Wars Celebration. Go up to
Executive
Tokyo.
producer and creator of Andor, a Star Wars story, Tony Gilroy.
Yeah.
Executive producer and
Which he said he'd
Cassian Andor
seen some
himself.
Cool ass
Diego
Dragon Ball Z
Luna.
stuff out there.
Executive producer Sana Wallenberg. And stars Genevieve O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Andrea Arjona. Woo. Denise Gaw.
Yeah.
Kyle Soller.
What's up, girl?
And Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk.
Mm.
All right, have a seat, please.
K2SO himself.
A little more interesting now.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew he was there.
Amazing, huh?
Would you like to sit down, please, too?
Yes.
So, can you believe the last time you were all together at Celebration was just after the debut of season 1? Tony,
Can you tell us about how that felt?
I just want to ask one question over here.
Over there?
How many guards on each level?
Woo-hoo! Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I don't even know that.
Yeah. How did
Do you, Risman? How many guards on each level?
No more than 12 was the whole answer.
Oh, is that it?
Takes the cake. All you people who traveled here, oh my God.
You're talking about Narkina 5?
What a thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because that was the whole no more than how many guards, no more than 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Diego, look at that picture. What did this moment mean to you?
Oh, it's just, I mean, like many things that just happen in Celebration. Thank you so much.
They're back. Those people are back. I saw a picture of them running around in, in this celebration in those costumes.
And everyone watching at home also. A todos los que están viendo en América Latina. En España, saludos. There's exacto. En México también. Sí, sí.
There's no subtitles for his Spanish lingo. We need Mexican Iron Man here to interpret for us.
Risman can interpret it.
I wasn't paying him attention, but if I
Oh, you
pay
speak Spanish?
at one time I was fluent. But yeah, I have to pay more. I have to pay close attention. I don't use it as much as I used to.
It matters so much to you that Andor has an audience that you're expecting.
He does look
these 2
old.
years and a half.
C-Man says, "Damn, he looks old." He looks. If you compare him to when he was at the last celebration and earlier on, he has definitely aged.
It's like his eyes have shrunk.
Yeah,
and the bags under his eyes. It looks like he hasn't slept in a week.
Bags, yeah.
He's on that cocaine.
You know, so from everything we've seen from the final season, and it looks just epic. It's epic. Diego, what can we expect?
It's just, it's so big, in every possible way. There's more adventure and action, the drama. We're getting close to Rogue One, so everything matters so much. It's emotionally charged. And you have the story of all the characters you met in season 1, plus many new characters you'll meet in the second season.
Wow.
And obviously, because we're heading to start the beginning of Rogue One, many familiar faces also you're expecting. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be intense. And then when you finish watching this second
Yes,
and last
we will,
season,
Leslie.
go straight
Yes,
to
we
Rogue
will.
One because you're gonna see a different film then.
Oh, did Nick fall off? Oh, I missed. I looked away and I looked back and he's
exciting.
on,
That's
coach.
exciting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nick fell off.
And Tony, talk to us about what time frame will be seen on screen.
Season 1, we took a whole year.
Okay.
Season 1, we
Okay.
took a whole year to do the whole season.
Uh-huh.
Second season, we're going to do 4 years in the one season. So each 3 episodes will represent 1 year.
1 year.
And we're going to drop them, 3 a week. So
And each
basically
3-episode
like dropping a
arc
movie
is a
every
few
week.
days
Wow.
in a
That's-
year. So don't
and
be
they'll be in
confused. It's
chunks.
not like it's
It'll
a whole
be
year span.
1
It's a few
year.
days in a year.
1 year, 1 year, 1 year. And when we land, we only land for a couple days. So they're very, very intense experiences. And we tried to find the most
So
important
3
days, 4
episodes
days
will
we
take
could
place
to
over
land on.
a day or
But,
two, and then
yeah,
it's
that's how we'll
going to
drop.
time jump
Wow.
like a year.
Good at math.
That's what I've
In
been
the next
told.
3
12.
episodes, and then
12, right?
so on and so
12
on.
episodes.
That's why it's
Yeah.
considered to be like 4 different movies.
Santa,
Huh,
Santa,
okay.
from all the material we've seen so far, it looks
Did
like
not
the
know
production
that.
this season
Interesting.
was or is massive. Yes.
And each
Can you tell
block
us
will
about
be
that?
roughly in time for us watching 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2.5 hours. It's some significant amount of content.
And really more ambitious than what we've done before. And
I'm gonna go
I
fill
have
up
to
my
say
drink.
this
I'll be
time
right
our
back, guys.
All right.
extraordinary team really outdid themselves. Our production designer, Luke Hull, costume designer, Michael Wilkinson, and all our extraordinary creatives and their teams.
How long do they
their heart
normally
and
do these
souls
panels for? An
into
hour?
creating all these
Sometimes an hour,
worlds
but
to
usually
tell the
they'll
story as,
show
as
something.
we
So I'm
go.
very
Okay.
curious to see if we'll get blacked out
They
and they'll
managed
actually show them
to-
something,
this
because I don't
amount of
imagine these folks are going to
creations
go
really
on
was
for an hour.
staggering.
Yeah.
We
It's
created
scheduled for an hour.
140 sets across 7 stages.
Wow.
2 backlots and 24 different locations. 700 costumes just for the principals alone. 152 droids. now 152 creatures, sorry, 30 droids, and over 4,100 VFX shots. There's a lot that you can dig into.
Wow, you're good at numbers. Great.
Yeah, she was just talking about what you were just talking about, right?
Yeah. So we're on a little bit of a delay, I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
She's one of the producers, I believe, or she's like.
So Tony, the show
Yeah, I
is
think
called
she is.
Andor,
Yeah.
On the show.
but you introduced lots of unforgettable characters in season 1, right? What we learn to these characters, what's going to happen to them?
We're going to follow everybody you like, everybody you love. You know, Cassian's at the center of this, but it's a chorus, it's a choir all around him.
Right.
You know, we care about these characters as much as you do, and we will tell every story full out. So it may not be good, it may be good, it
will be.
A lot of different, no, but I mean, a lot of different, who your favorite character is, but we go all in on all of them, all the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
To Rogue One.
Into Rogue One, which takes you into New Hope.
Yeah. Okay. So, Genevieve? Hi. Okay. Genevieve.
She's the one who plays Mon Mothma, right?
Correct. Mommy Mothma.
Yeah.
So, Genevieve, one of the characters who is the most visible in the Resistance.
Yes, he is.
I am
Can you
Mars
tell
Monkey
about,
Max.
where we find her this?
Getting my steps in.
Well, I would just like to say first.
It's not really a
thanks for
treadmill. It's just like a walking pad.
We call it a walking pad, right?
Yeah.
We're
Just I got a
so excited
desk that raises
to
and
be
lowers,
here to
and
talk about this.
burn more calories
feel
freaking
like
standing
we can
and walking
Yeah,
while I'm sitting here
she's
working.
not only fine, she's
And we can't wait
she's
to
just
share
beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Especially when they doll her
Hopefully
up
you
in,
like
in
it.
these gowns that she gets
Yeah.
to wear.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally.
I think for Mon Mothma, we start somewhere.
We will hit
where
all
Sana
super
was
chats
talking about.
after this panel
This
is over.
season takes us to
I
whole
think we
new
have a walking.
worlds, whole new
walking one
people.
too.
And so we start in Shanghai.
And actually, just to address the question, I think that we can do it now. I mean, the super chat.
Yeah.
This was addressed. So C-Man sends in a $5 and asks about Gilroy and how he gets along with the rest of the crew. And Gilroy actually addressed this in an article that I read. And basically he said, it's all anybody who thinks they don't all get along and are not part of a bigger team. It's something that's been invented, right? He feels beholden to the Mandalorian for setting the stage and enabling them to move forward.
Yeah.
And that they talk, they get along. So I think I don't think there's any issue there really.
Risk
Yeah.
everything to
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so. I mean, they're both professionals, high up there in the food chain of that industry. So
We are thrilled to see.
Yeah, I mean they're both accomplished filmmakers in their own way, right? I mean, and neither one of them's a Lucasfilm employee.
And,
Yeah,
one of the more
exactly.
iconic bodies in Star Wars, but Deborah was pretty formidable in the season 1, right?
yeah, I'm surprised Krennic's not out there with the whole group.
I just don't think he wanted to I don't think he wanted to transit to Japan.
Yeah, probably.
Because he was with them in UK and California.
Yeah.
This is incredible to be here. I'm being very un-Dedra and really excited, like a child. I'll try and be really serious. We find out where Dedra comes from in this season, a little bit about maybe what makes her who she is. Things get real strange.
Sexy time.
Yeah. Aren't we supposed to
But
have
what's
some
great is,
some
I mean,
adult
to be
type
part
scenes
of
in the
this
show?
thing. Like
Yeah,
everything
weirdly.
Rumor has it, anyways.
I've never been part of such an ensemble, and I don't want to give too much away about it, but yeah, Dedra really shows herself. It was much darker this season. It wasn't so girl boss. It was much more. It was much more fascist.
Isn't she the one that they were portraying as like the gay
very
character
unlike me,
with the
so
other
serious
woman?
acting.
No, not Deidre. Deidre and Cyril do have a relationship.
Oh yeah. She
with
was
everyone and
she's
part
the
of this
She's
imperial
the
officer.
ISB agent.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
And she does get in the first episode she gets recruited by Krennic.
Strange.
And they apparently orchestrate and cause the Gorman massacre. I mean, that's part of that was apparently
what's going
being,
on with
going to
him
be
and
set up as a Palpatine
Dedra?
plan for them to have done that. And so Deidre does that on behalf of Krennic, apparently.
Gentleman never tells. See.
Because she'll kill him.
It's really weird.
Strange,
really, really weird. Yeah, so Cyril is starting out this season feeling pretty good about himself. He's got a little promotion.
Cereal.
He's got some new threads.
And
He's
he
on
eats
a
his
new
cereal.
planet. He's mixing in with other people. He's flexing the.
Are we gonna say Uncle
Harlow?
Harlow, yeah.
CBD.
Yeah, we ever gonna
And
see him
he
in this?
is,
We'll see a lot. We'll see his mom again.
trying
That's
to
for sure.
fix this at the same
Son,
time.
you need to clean up your room.
And that results.
I'm not running a bed and breakfast here.
It goes super well.
As you can imagine, just a lot of staring, a lot of
A lot of really awkward.
no touching.
No touch.
She just
We got
invaded
an
his
hour.
personal space. Filed charges. That's assault.
It's amazing. It's an amazing relationship to dive into because it's ultimately at the heart of Cyril's arc and in a way Dedra's arc. Them coming together and opening themselves up to each other ultimately forces them into extreme situations that they never anticipated. So it's pretty spicy.
Wow. Strange, weird, spicy.
Yeah.
What will go on?
Okay. So, Adria, your characters.
There's Bix.
Your character, Bix, was also they're doing the
XXX.
riot on Ferrix, and we see her leave the planet. So, how is she doing these days? And where do her allegiances lie?
Well, first of all, I'm really trying to be cool, but I'm so overexcited right now. This is insane.
Of course.
This is wild. You know, it's really. I love you. It's so rare that you get to put faces to the reason that you're making all these choices. You know, we had all of you in mind in every single decision throughout the show. So this is very surreal and really exciting. Really exciting.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was the question? Biggs.
Yes.
My name's Adria. My character's name is Biggs.
They just announced the first episode will be shown exclusively to Celebration. So they'll cut this short here, I would imagine soon, or maybe they'll do it later. But I see on my timeline, they announced they will be showing them the whole first episode.
Wow. So the DA is going to see the
what that means
first
for
episode.
her and how she's sort of going to cope with everything that happened with Dr. Gorst is very interesting. And then you get to kind of get a sneak peek into this beautiful relationship that starts forming. You know, season 1, everyone's like, what are you
Did Alan Tudyk talk when I was gone?
Not yet.
Well, I think
Not yet.
this season you'll
So this live stream is way behind because 8 minutes ago somebody posted footage on Twitter of Alan Tudyk talking on stage.
Yeah,
And
we're
I'm-
on a delay, and I think it's probably because this is being restreamed internally or whatever. But yeah, we're on a.
Okay.
I'm live
And,
on here,
Alan,
but we're
how
operating
does
on a
it
delay
feel to be back as
from when it started. That's why I say they're probably. I would imagine they're probably showing the Andor now. But here comes
How'd you
Tudyk.
feel?
Thank you. Thank you.
How does it feel?
I'm not going to top that. Let's just move on.
Who loves K2SO?
Oh, come on.
And fun fact, Alan Tudyk is voicing one of the
Thank you very
Superman
much.
droids in the
Thank you.
Superman
Thank you.
movie also.
But did you ever think that was going to happen?
Your green screen died. I always held out hope, you know.
Oh, there you go.
Hope. Such an important part of the show. I really wanted it to happen. I did for a time hold out for my own spinoff, K2 Fast, K2 Furious, which we discussed at D10 a long time ago. But Tony's a better writer, it turns out, and he has made an amazing show. And we get to see how our two characters meet and the birth of K2SO will be seen this season, which is exciting to see. It was very exciting to be born.
That's great. You're going to highlight it?
Yeah, it's beyond. It's beyond anything I could hope. It's such an important. It feels
What's
like
up,
a
Max?
very important series. And
Yes, Mars Monkey Max. It's Alan
it's
Tudyk.
great to be a part of it. Yeah.
Give us the
Great to have
voice.
you back. Welcome back.
Diego, what's your point of view meeting K2SO?
Oh, I missed Alan badly. It was 7 very tough years, man. I was laughing the moment I saw him back in his very tight wardrobe.
Suit?
I mean, and I saw everything.
Alan Tudyk's a big guy to begin
exact
with.
same place after 7 years. No, but it was. I mean, we spend a lot of time in a cockpit, not moving, and he's just like the most generous and nicest partner you can have in a scene. It's very difficult, you know. Yes, it's there is nothing like working with someone that is always finding a way to make it more interesting, more fun, you know, and to surprise you. And as an actor, that's beautiful. And I never knew. I never knew it was going to be so much fun, you know, because when you read the pages, you're interacting with a droid, no? But then Alan comes, and it's just a character that has shape, that has soul, you know. He brought a soul to this character and made it unforgettable, and that's why he deserves just the reception he just got, because he took the character to another level.
You know, Alan Tudyk's K2SO in Rogue One is a very powerful secondary character, like Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday in Tombstone. About the same amount of screen time. You know what I mean? And every time he's on scene, it's great.
And nice. I didn't do a video, man. Sorry. Yeah, it's cool to work with someone also so bright and funny, you know.
Right.
With this material that is so deep sometimes, and yeah.
Okay, looking really forward to see it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now I speak for all the fans here when I say I know we are expected to see what you all are up to. We are counting the days. 3 more days here in Japan until April 22nd. Yeah.
Next week's a big Star Wars week.
And they cut it off just then because they were about to say, we're going to show you the first episode now to not whatever. That's why they cut it off. See?
Back to the main stage. Sorry, losers, you don't get to watch the episode.
It's a nice biker scout.
So can you go into either one you want, or do you have to sign up? I'm gonna be at the panel for Andor.
Well, there's a lottery, and you have to put your name in. And the nice thing about like that panel was held at what's called the celebration stage, but they have 2 overflow stages where they will simulcast. So if you can try and get into any of those panels, any of the panel locations if you want to go through.
Gotcha.
And there was a couple times when I didn't get in, and you kind of hide by an exit and you kind of sneak yourself in. You know, there are ways.
So if the next celebration is in Orlando,
oh, I'm there, baby.
Let's go.
Oh yeah,
I'm there.
Yeah, they announce on the last day when the next one is, right?
Usually they'll announce the year, the day. They'll announce everything about it and the location. There is some speculation that'll be back in Orlando. It's just speculation, though, but not a bad speculation.
You might want to mute it while they're playing the music.
They can do that.
Let's look at all the people with their little cameras. Guys, 222 people still with us. Thank you for being here on Celebration Day 2.
Oh, so Extreme Mean is saying that for some showings at least, or maybe all showings, that Revenge of the Sith is sold out.
Wow. Okay.
Back their way.
Well, let me just go look at mine.
Yeah, I wonder what my local theater.
And by the way, my local theaters here are starting their showings on the 24th instead of the 25th.
Same.
So I know there are some places that, because Thursday is a normal day to start showing things, but in my theaters, it's showing on one screen, 4 showings a day. So I have 2 theaters, both of the theaters that I go to with some regularity. They're both showing it.
So the poster says coming April 25th, but you could do it on the 24th.
And my Cinemark is actually, I don't know if the seats will function, but my Cinemark is selling D-Box seats for the, which I will probably try. Just saw an early screening of The Accountant 2 in D-Box, and it was quite the experience. Those seats are cool. It's almost like being on a ride simulator. Cinemark, it's Cinemark, but they're, the shooting was going on, the chair was vibrating, or they were on a car and then did this and the seat did that. I mean, it was pretty cool.
So nothing's sold out here yet.
And when is it? It's April.
Technically, they're
24th?
advertising it on the 25th. Oh boy, and it goes for a week.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, right here.
We're not even allowed to have sparklers. We're not even allowed to have.
Oh, Tony is saying his way it's playing the 24th through the 30th, so it's roughly a week.
So 22 people, all center seats, for the 8:30 showing on the 25th at mine.
We don't get reserved seats.
Really? You just have to find your own?
Yep.
Oof.
So you got first come, first serve. Anthony Daniels, hey, me and Matt had a conversation with him.
Is he gonna be mean again like he always does and says it wasn't good enough?
Yeah.
Because he and this guy have history.
Yeah.
What a lovely, thank you. What a lovely welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tokyo. Thank you.
I think he's been to every one of these. Is it true? I think
think so.
No, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
they don't like
It
each
was all
other.
going so well.
But I think they're
was.
fine. I
It's
think
a shtick.
it's an act that they put on.
Have you been to wardrobe?
Have you changed your wardrobe in 10 years?
Don't encourage it.
This guy is the worst.
I can go off again, you know.
You always do.
Yeah, you love me, don't you?
Oh.
You love me, don't you? I don't care if you don't love me, okay?
Jake, I think you do. I think
3PO.
you do.
No, I think you're just jealous of me.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Of what?
Well, have you ever been in a Star Wars film?
What is that host
Have I
wearing?
asked to do anything
That's exactly
other than
what
Star
Anthony
Wars film?
Daniels asked him if he's ever been to
dare
wardrobe or whatever.
Yeah.
How are your
When you
connections in Hollywood these days?
Oh.
When you have created a character as wonderful as C-3PO, you don't have to do anything else.
Dang, yeah, he took a little jab
That's right.
at him there.
And shout out
How's
to
your
George
contacts
Lucas
in
for creating
Hollywood?
C-3PO.
Shout out to George
Well,
Lucas
George
for
Lucas may have thought of the character in the script, but who made it real? Just saying.
That's right. That's right. You're right. We should also thank the wonderful effects team at ILM, the model builders, the droid builders, the costumers.
This is true. And if only the costume we'd been ready on day one of filming.
Drunk 3PO's story
6
about
months
him
and
was
it
pretty
wasn't
funny.
ready on the first day.
I guess he didn't really
Nightmare.
like
I'm
that
talking of
Drunk
nightmares.
3PO
Anyway,
name.
It's good to see you.
It's good
again.
to see
really?
you. Please.
No,
have a
no,
seat.
he was
you know
like,
what's
why
very
would
funny?
you do that? Like, he was
you
like
and I,
upset
actually,
about it.
The first time we ever worked together we sat down at lunch and we immediately talked. You had just gotten back from a trip to Japan, and you and your wife were talking about how much you love Japan. So it must be wonderful to be back here.
It is absolutely super to be back again. And I think that may have been...
Look at they say
when I first met
C-3PO
the
coming from
Japanese
Ahsoka. He wasn't Ahsoka for a minute.
Iwasaki-san.
Yes.
Sudas.
Was he actually in the costume? Was that actually him in Ahsoka?
Iwasaki.
Gosh, I don't think so.
3PO
But I don't know for sure.
Yes. And it was so perfect. It was like I could speak.
I assume he just did
Japanese.
ADR, but I don't know.
I don't know if he
I
is,
don't know.
but
Well, if we clap loud enough for him, Iwasaki-san, he will hear.
yes.
Who are they talking about? Who's Asaki-san?
I have no
It's
idea.
funny, after you told me that story, I went and I found a clip and I listened to it, and he really is. He sounds like you.
He does.
It's-
I
it's
was
like
so
100%.
impressed. But one of the things about Japanese culture
You know how old he is?
that everyone is
He's old,
very
isn't he?
polite.
70s.
They understand.
Is he 80?
79.
I thought he was about 80.
Yeah,
Something
I knew he
really-
was getting close to 80.
Anyway. You can work on it.
Yeah, by the way, I want to know. Who
He's
got
doing
him
pretty
to
well.
start with,
I hope we're all
because-
doing that well
Fantastic.
when we're
Absolutely.
79 years old.
But you,
I could still play disc
we
golf
are back in
the
Japan,
way he's acting.
and it
Right?
is, a very auspicious year. It's 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith.
Ah, yes.
The 20th anniversary of Lucasfilm Animation,
Uh-huh.
which of course you have been very involved with.
I love doing the animation.
Too bad we're not
like,
getting an anniversary
Clone
for
Wars, the
Lucas
Yoda
Gaming.
Chronicles, all that kind of thing. Yes, Yoda Chronicles. Wow.
Yoda
Because
Chronicles,
Yoda
Lord
I
of
don't
health.
have to wear the suit.
That's
I
right.
can just stand in front of.
Yeah. Give me Yoda stories.
Call it a microphone.
Yeah, he's a professional, everyone.
Coach loved that game.
And often
Yeah.
I just have the director here on a little.
No, I
screen
think
in
Coach was
London,
dead on
they are
last
in
night. I think
California.
we
There's
literally played
maybe
it for like,
6
or he watched me
people
play
there,
it for like
and just
10 minutes.
me
today.
You turn it off?
Hello,
Yeah.
you know, and being
Yeah, never played it ever again.
Have you been practicing your 3PO?
I'm so bad at 3PO.
Just
You know
do it,
that.
just do it.
I don't have.
Do you want to hear his 3PO?
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, he
Okay.
put me on the spot.
Hello, I'm C3PO, human cyborg relations. It's it.
That was bad.
He didn't get no cheers.
Well, I don't do it for a job.
That's
Oh.
even worse. He got no
what,
cheers from a
what do you
Japanese
do for a
audience.
job?
They were even polite about it.
Yeah,
Keep you under control.
it wasn't the
And
worst I ever heard.
When was the last celebration?
Last celebration was 2 years ago. That was in London.
Let's
yeah.
hear your
Oh,
C-3PO,
yeah, we
Nick.
let you in. It's
That's right.
amazing. Oh.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
I'm
one of the things I
C-3PO.
like.
Oh, look, something reminded him of him.
One of the things I like about being in Japan is my book in Japanese.
Oh.
Photo.
Is that Photo?
Yeah.
You read that book, didn't you, Matt? Is that the one you read that you talked
He
to
read
him
it
about?
to me. It's one of the few audiobooks.
The problem with the book is they can't get the head
It
big
happened to be
enough.
just before we met him in,
Yeah.
in English, and
It's a
I'm
really-
very proud to
I
see
was
Japanese.
enthralled.
I'm
It's-
afraid
it's
I
a
can't
great
actually
book.
Read it, even though I wrote
His story
it.
is
But
great.
apparently, it is beautifully translated. But one of the things that isn't here in the English version, we have a huge index of all the people that I've worked with on Star Wars and
Oh.
all the famous people.
Oh, I'm
uh,
probably in there, right? Like I'm probably in there. Like we've been working together for like 10 years now. I'm probably in there,
I'm
right?
gonna go let the dog
What's
out
your
real
name?
quick. I'll be right back.
It's easy for you to remember the first part. The last part is Carboni, C-A-R. C-A-R.
That's your name.
Carboni, yeah.
you
Would you
cha-
believe it? He'll get it. He's
No,
aging.
it
He's
begins
slowing
with a what?
down.
Begins with a
No.
begins with a C.
Yes.
Not there. That's really sad. You're not in the movies, and you're not in my book.
Wow.
I mean, how can you get up in the morning?
Most mornings it's easy because I don't think to myself, I have to talk to Anthony Daniels today.
Okay.
But today it was like really hard for me to get up.
And the other thing is, have you not got it? When we're going to meet, I'm going to be beautifully dressed because
Yeah.
I respect my audience. You stand it. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Make fun of my Carrie Fisher tribute shirt. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you set it up. You set up the gag. Go ahead and make fun of it.
Oh, yeah, suddenly she's a gag. Carrie Fisher. Oh, disrespect. Oh, so des. Oh.
Dang. He's usually too old and slow to turn it around on me like that. I didn't expect it. That was good.
Hey, I like to surprise you.
That was good. Well, I gotta say, talking about this, 20 years of animation, 20 years since Revenge of the
Why do
Sith.
they keep having
You're
this
still
back
involved
as
in
the
the new
MC? I don't know.
projects. There's a lot going on. I mean, there's so many new people coming in.
Oh, it is amazing, and new stories and whatever. And I was so thrilled to be invited to do one scene in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Anybody see?
Because that's as long as they can take him for. They're like, we'll bring him in, but if he's here for more than 2 hours.
Yes. I had this just wonderful moment in Ahsoka, just to remind people that Carrie Fisher was now General, I think, Leia.
Yes.
So I brought a message from the Council and General Leia to this huge kind of courtroom thing. It was amazing. It was in Southern California. And I'd arrived from Canada. I was so jet lagged. And I dressed up in the suit backstage.
he was in the
went
suit.
into this huge kind of courtroom, big round courtroom. And being California, the sky, it was open to the sky. It was beautiful. And all the scenery, like a real courtroom, furniture and so on, judges up there on a dais. And I spent a day in this costume, talking with real actors and so on, which was different from talking to you, obviously. And then at the end of the day, somebody flicked a switch backstage and the courtroom and the sky all just disappeared. I was in a giant television screen. It was...
You were shooting on the volume.
It was the volume.
Yeah.
And I'd never been in it before. It was so convincing.
Now, this is normally where I would make fun of you for not being able to tell the difference between the volume and reality. But since I have worn the 3PO mask, you can only see like a pinpoint. And if you landed, went into wardrobe, went straight into the courtroom, you probably just thought it was real.
Thank you for understanding.
Did we know that Ahsoka season 2 was going to be 8
That's kind of
episodes?
wild, though, to think that the volume,
Makes
like,
sense. I mean, all
Island
of the
has done
shows are,
such magic
for the
that they
most
could
part,
turn
they-
off the room and you're like, oh, I thought
I
it was there.
spot that in the timeline.
Yeah, it's true. And of course, the next day they turned it on.
Yeah.
But then I knew the magic.
It's
So
got to
it
be
was
better than being strapped to a gurney in
in the
Tunisia.
desert. Yeah, because all you've got to do is put sand on the floor and put film up on the wall, and you are back in Tunisia. Much better to do it in the volume.
Yeah.
The other thing I did, I think last year now, was did anybody when I was here before in Japan see Star Wars in concert? Yeah, yeah.
Still haven't seen it.
Where I told the story of episodes 1 to 6 with the Tokyo Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, that must have been wonderful.
It was magic. But now, a few months ago, I did it again with the Los Angeles Philharmonic.
Oh, wow.
And this time...
I didn't get your invite.
What?
I didn't know you were in town. You didn't call.
Why would I? It's like, I have friends.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. He's got friends. That's something that people with
it was
friends
a
say.
symphony orchestra. It was you wouldn't have dressed nicely, you know. But the thing about this new SWIC, Star Wars in Concert, is I told the story from 1 to 9, not 1 to 6. And you know, I have to tell you, it was because we had to work on the script 7, 8, and 9, and condense it. And it was the first time I truly understood what was happening in episode 9. It's like on the set, I was like, whoa, bewildered, you know. Suddenly, sorry, we had to redo the scene. The Emperor's alive again. Who knew that?
Did he just take a dig at Nod?
It's right there in the line.
So
Somehow
funny.
Palpatine's
That's
returned.
brilliant.
It's
Yep,
right
somehow.
there.
Somehow.
No, but there were a lot of as I understand it, you all explored different directions that it could have gone and different storylines that could have happened in it before everything landed in the way it landed. So it must have been kind of interesting because when you're on set, you're like, oh, we had 3 different ways this could have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing, but in the end, and curiously, it was my favorite film to work on. Episode
It got lost
9.
in the desert.
And part of the reason was 3PO had some of the best lines.
He loved working on
I've told you
9.
this before. I think Rise of Skywalker is best 3PO movie. You have such amazing scenes in Rise of Skywalker. Do y'all like that? Like,
yeah.
Oh.
And my favorite was telling the crew, you know, the heroes there, you know, 3PO, what does this say? Well, it is against my programming to translate from the Sith. And I boasted for all these films about how I can translate 6 million forms of communicate. And suddenly, no, I can't do that.
Well, let me tell you something. As somebody who's known you for 10 years, you don't tend to mention your weaknesses up front either. I am not surprised that 3PO hit that.
Yeah. You know, 3PO is a very sensitive person.
I do know 3PO.
I mean, he's almost a person. He's so sensitive.
I know, and you know, I always have a little bit of 3PO with me. Not Anthony Daniels, but there's never a day that I'm not wearing something 3PO related. This is my 3PO watch.
That's a little creepy.
Well, you can have it.
And
You
it's
can
also
only
an
have it.
ugly watch.
You can have it one of two ways, man. Either I don't like you or I'm a fan. What do you want? What do you want?
What do
You
I
hate it
want?
both.
Do I want him to like me? Do I want him as a fan? Okay. Yeah.
Y'all are not on my side here. That's wild.
Okay. You know what? Do I do this?
Put me in the appendix. Write my name in the index.
Should I?
Put me in the index.
I write his name.
I'm sad.
I write. How do you spell?
C-A-R.
Shall I? What?
Does anybody have any
Carboni.
suggestions?
You've got a fan here.
Did I just
What would I put?
hear
I
DAL?
would say, with force. What? Have a. Oh no. Should I put with love? No. What would I do? What? Okay, I'm going to put with love.
Hopefully,
Can you
DA's watching
can you
Mandor.
believe that he sits 30 yards away all weekend and charges for this?
Yeah. Okay. And I've signed it Anthony, the real one.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm gonna put 2 kisses. Can we go to close up here somewhere? Give me
Yeah,
a
there it is.
camera. Look at that. Is this a good idea? Yes, it is. There you are. It is a token of my love.
Thank you. I love you. You know that. You know that. I do want to say, begrudgingly,
I'm gonna sit down.
Your
What?
legacy in Star Wars is huge. 3PO is my favorite character. I've said it before. A lot of people, 3PO is their favorite character. And every year, when you and I have our discussions on stage or before we have our discussions, I get so many people reaching out to me online to talk about it. And I had somebody reach out to me with a particular, I believe it was on Threads, somebody posted to me, protect Anthony Daniels at all costs. He's a national treasure. Seriously, wrap him in bubble wrap and keep him safe. Yeah. And I thought that's good for 2 reasons. Number 1, he is very old and brittle. And number 2, if we wrapped him in bubble wrap, it might suffocate him. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Can we get some bubble wrap out here for Mr. Daniels?
Oh no.
Let's go ahead and get our national treasure into the archives, shall we?
Are you serious?
Yeah, let's keep you safe, bud. Come on.
Oh no, they're
Thank
bringing
you,
out.
Lionel.
They're
You
actually
just come
bringing
right
out
up here,
bubble
sir.
wrap.
Should I
If you'd
do
help
this?
me out, Lionel. Yeah.
This is
If you could
tragic.
just hold on to this and spin around like the beautiful dancer you are.
I can't
There you
believe
go.
I'm
Keep
doing
going.
this. Oh, I
Keep
don't- wait,
going.
wait.
There we go. That's perfect.
is-
Yep. I think we got it. I think we got it.
Is this how I can
What
go
are we
to
doing?
This 50th
This is worse than Nick walking on the treadmill.
We're going to do that?
We're making sure that Anthony Daniels safely makes it to the 50th anniversary of Star Wars Celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, he's perfectly fine.
Well, that's true. So when
Mr.
they have
Anthony
celebration in the next time, it will be the 50th year
no,
for
come
Star
on with
Wars.
me,
So they're
bud.
going to have to do it
Come
up
on, time to
somewhere
put you on
big
the
and good.
archives.
And
You're going to be
you
with
know
all
what I mean?
the props.
Help me.
Yeah.
No, we're going to keep you with the sabers. We're going to keep you with the costumes. Come on over here to Oki.
Thank God that's over.
There you go. Oki made you a beautiful 3PO.
It's like this every time when they do this.
This is it seems like this is especially bad.
Yeah, bring that with you.
What are you doing here?
Anthony Daniels, everybody. I'm going
He
to
took
talk
the
to
fruit with him
security.
from the fruit chef.
Make sure you're on the do not allow list for next year. That's right. That's right. You fell right into my trap. Get out of here. We have so much more coming from Star Wars Celebration, and it's all better than this. Stay tuned.
It better be better. It's the scraping bottom of the barrel. It's like, what just happened? He's still here. He's still Mike.
Hey guys, I'm on the Star Wars Celebration live floor at the Blitzway booth, staring at this extremely menacing and very gorgeous Anakin Skywalker statue. Denny Kim, can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Hello. Hello, my name is Denny Kim, and this is Blitzway. And I'll talk about this was actually our first Star Wars series for our company. So it's very meaningful, and we have some gimmicks.
It's a beautiful Anakin.
First of all, it's a rooted hair and all hand painted by our artist. And it has a moving eye gimmick, which it's a first proto, so we can't show you right now. Maybe next time online. And we have real leather and.
Is he saying the eyes?
It's
Oh, the moving
called
eye.
Black Label, because it's the highest quality of our brand.
He looks phenomenal. That's wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Star Wars Celebration exclusives?
We actually have
Wow.
2 more new products. It's our first reveal. It's the Obi-Wan Ben Kenobi from the episode 4. It's the copy of the scene where he meets the Darth Vader for a long time. And the second one is from the Mandalorian, the Luke Skywalker, where
Oof.
he first appears to save the Grogu. And that's very exciting scene, right? So that's why we picked 2 of the statues.
Excellent, excellent choices. So, Denny Kim, I know you have a little bit more to show us, and I know that it's a little bit cuter. Can you tell us more about the SML series?
Okay, SML series are a figure company called the Sticky Monster Lab from South Korea. It was started by different artists and creators together and found its own distinctive universe. And it's the first Star Wars series for
They're all
Celebration.
little fat people.
And we have some exclusive for the Star Wars Celebration. It's C-3PO, R2-D2,
That's
and
different.
Stormtroopers and etc.
What do they hold? What do they hold? I missed it.
Cute they are.
Absolutely. For everyone that's here today, definitely swing by the
The Anakin was
Blitzway
cool.
booth. And for everybody else watching at home, stay tuned. We have so much more Star Wars Live going on.
Nope,
We're here
Hasbro
at the
time.
Star Wars Celebration live stage. Love a good action figure. And our friends over at Hasbro, Chris and Hope, have joined us. because
The action
they
figures.
always deliver something amazing for me. Here to show off some items and reveal something very cool.
Just taking it all
get
in,
into it,
Tony.
shall we?
Just taking it all in.
Right. We should talk
we?
toys.
Why don't we start with the stuff we revealed yesterday?
Quick
Just a couple of
recap.
the pieces, but they're pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. Now,
Oh, no,
think-
Cal
I know I'm
Kestis.
supposed to start with Cal Kestis because he's the star. Any Jedi Fallen Order fans in the audience? Yeah. I know that's true, but
Is it the mullet version?
Turgle.
Yeah.
We love the turtle.
He's really the star of this
He's
show.
the star of my heart.
Yes.
So let's run through it. You revealed these
There
yesterday
you go,
on the
Coach.
panel.
We did, along with a bunch of other stuff for Vintage Collection and Black Series.
Yeah.
We also have Cal here. Mullet Cal. as we-
Oh no,
we
it's the
talked
mullet
about.
version.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yes. You didn't know you wanted him, but now you do.
I knew I wanted him, Chris. I
Me
always
too.
knew.
I also
Yeah.
knew. This is my
Uh.
preferred Cal.
Yeah. Are you not getting my emails?
Right.
I've been requesting this.
I must be filtering for mullet.
You
I
must
don't
be.
know. Yes.
You must
Mullet
be.
only. Handle
Or
by
for Kristen,
mustache.
whichever.
Yeah.
We also have Scuba Stev here that comes with him.
Yes.
Great character from the game.
We love Scuba Step.
Oh, there's his other
and
head.
and of course, Turgle. So
Yes, this is the mullet version.
We had a
Shane.
fun chant at the panel. Everyone was going, Turgle, 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 Turgle.
He drinks in Natty Light.
Deserves it. And the swappable head for Cal
Yeah.
Kestis.
Swappable head,
If you're not
lots-
into the
Multiple
mullet. I don't know
heads.
who among you is not into the Cal Kestis mullet, but just in case, you know.
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
you
Is
can
Cal
clean 'em up
Kestis in a
Yeah,
mullet
clean 'em
and
Yeah,
a
switch
mustache? Is that a
business
thing?
on one
I
head,
have
party
no
on
clue.
the other.
Exactly.
Yes. Now I know he's not here on this table, but Wasn't there a sweet little baby bantha also on that
Oh,
list?
yeah, there was
Yeah.
a sweet baby
Yeah.
bantha.
Is he already in my bag backstage, perhaps? Is that why he's not on this
There's
table?
only one here, and he's
Yeah,
in the
he's
display
in my
case over
bag.
at our booth.
And he's
but,
silky soft.
Yeah,
He's so
lots
soft.
of
They
great
keep talking
care.
over
The
each
team did
other.
an amazing job just
Yeah.
integrating all that
The
stuff.
man and the little girl.
Yeah.
Creepiest of banthas. Yes, it's amazing.
Hey, he's a cutie. No creepy.
He's
He's got white
adorable.
teeth. It's horrible. But
love
yeah,
that so
he's
much.
over
What's
there.
under
So
the-
check him
what's
out.
under the cover? Come on.
Along with all the other reveals, the exclusive
Yes.
of Ronin and the droid.
Yes.
Yeah, we've
and
got a lot
some
of
really
yeah.
beautiful stuff.
The
this year.
Hasbro booth is one of my favorite places to visit, not just because I get to say hi.
Thanks.
That's part of it.
That's the fun
But
part.
also because you always do these amazing installations. You know, it's always
you.
some kind of beautiful build. Toys. I always spend money when I go to your booth. Like
Aw,
Yeah.
it just
thank
it
you.
falls right out of my bank account. It's fine.
It's
I'm
always
so excited that every time you reveal things. And
Speaking of reveals.
speaking of reveals,
Yeah.
All right.
What's
the last
under
reveal
one
we're
Yep,
having
what is it?
of
One more
Celebration.
reveal.
We have a new helmet for everybody.
Oh. Of course, it's a helmet.
Time.
Everybody ready?
It's gonna be a clone. Oh, okay. All right.
Death
Right.
Trooper.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
At least it's not another recolored clone helmet.
Yeah, for everybody back here. Look at that. Yeah.
fantastic.
Man, that Obi-Wan figure looked
So
freaking
this
sweet.
beautiful
Didn't it?
Death Trooper.
Yeah, that
helmet.
looked really
It
good.
is. It's amazing. I mean, this is a helmet that we've
is.
wanted to
Those
do
were
since we first
celebration
saw them in Rogue
exclusives,
One.
though. That's
Yeah.
not like
And
stuff you can just
I've been asking
buy
you to do
I don't.
online.
I
is it?
think those are going to
Thank
be
you
mass
again for
produced
answering my
because he
email.
said the
Okay.
eyes weren't
Eventually,
working.
we get around to
Later they'll be
every one of your
working, but I
requests.
think
Thank
it's
you.
just
I appreciate
being
it.
unveiled at
Yeah, this one's
Celebration.
special. This
Yeah.
one comes from.
I don't know.
the
I didn't
feel
list
like
the
a lot of
company,
people
though.
have been
I don't know what
asking
company it
for
was.
this one, so we're happy to deliver it.
And I don't know if you
The
heard,
details. I
Nick,
hope we can
but
get in close with their
Anthony
Yeah.
Daniels
details,
did
the
confirm he
weathering.
was
It
in the suit
looks
for
like
the
it's seen
Ahsoka
some
episode.
things
Yeah,
a
I did
little
hear that.
bit,
Yep.
So
perhaps.
And
leathering, I think
I think
that's
we got
what
a little
I
bit
think
teased when they were
we tried to do
exiting
to make 'em
when
feel
that
real
host guy
from
said
the universe
celebration
is-
next
is
year.
get that weathering.
He
not
said for the 50th
heavy,
celebration
not
for the
overhead,
50th.
just-
Oh, okay. I
just
thought
the
he
right
said
amount.
next
And
year.
I think
Yeah.
this
Not
one
damn.
Said,
really
so
shows
so
that off.
they may be planning
Yeah.
something big for the
Do you want to do
50th.
the
I would
honors
imagine.
on the feature of this
That would be
helmet?
2027.
Yeah. Okay. So we have some fun lighting features going on this guy. Do you mind, since you're closer, do you mind button pressing for me?
Okay.
So we have these
Yeah.
lovely.
If
Are we working?
50th,
Yeah, we're
I
on
guarantee
these
it's
beautiful
probably going to be in
green,
Anaheim.
glowing.
You think Anaheim is over Orlando?
Beautiful lights on the
Yeah, you're
bottom.
probably
So
right.
that's a fun sort of if you're cosplaying in the dark. And yeah, of course, we have the spectra sensor on the side. So lots of really fun light up features here.
That's
I just
kinda
love
cool.
the green against the
I would
black.
never buy
looks
it, but it's
so-
cool.
Just so cool.
So sick. I love it.
Yes.
Love it so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and then of course, like all our Black Series helmets,
Yep.
it has a full interior in it.
Yep.
and an
Adjustable
headband.
interior.
to
Great
wear.
details.
Fits
Yeah.
all noggins.
It fits all noggins. Did you say that on the box?
Yeah.
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 It really
Oh,
should.
it's about
There
to
we
fit this noggin.
Yeah, let's
There we
go.
Yes.
Back in
Oh,
action.
he's never looked so good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Good.
Keep
All
it
right.
on,
Looks
dude.
better,
Right.
guys.
All right. When will this be available for all of our noggins?
Do you want to dive into details or would you like me to?
Go for it.
Okay, yeah. So this one is going to be up for pre-order on the 18th. So today at 3 p.m. Eastern time for the U.S. And then I
Oh,
believe
wow. Let me
same
jump on
for
there and get my
Japan
pre-order
today
in.
as well.
The 18th,
Yeah.
3 p.m.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you heard it here first. Thank
Should
you
already
so
be
much
up for
Kristen,
pre-order then,
joining
right?
us.
Yeah.
You always bring me some fun stuff.
Hurry up and
Oh,
pre-order,
can
Nick. They're
I
going
or
to
can
sell
I
out.
not put
Yeah,
this in my
3
pocket?
p.m.
This
I
turtle.
know.
Did they say?
Maybe-
We need a
Is
pocket
he-
size one.
He's a pocket-sized turtle.
He said
All
on the
right.
18th. That would have been
Yeah.
7
We love
hours
you.
ago.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I promise I won't
She's
really
probably
steal
not
from you.
time changing.
You know where to
while
find
we're
me.
Yeah,
But thank
we
you so
got
much
you.
for stopping in, and we have even more Star Wars
Yeah, she
Celebration
meant-
Live
maybe she
just
meant
for
3 p.m.
you.
Japan
So
time.
don't miss it.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Next week's going to be crazy, though, man. With Revenge of the Sith, with 3 episodes of Andor, and Light and Magic Season 2.
Well, Light and Magic you can watch today, or not.
I know.
Light and Magic's out.
I probably won't get to it until
I
next
hear
week.
you.
But yeah.
Especially with Easter Sunday.
Tony, bro, I'm yawning because I'm tired as crap.
Well, I was going to ask. I mean, do we want to wait for Derek to be out of Andor?
I don't think so.
'Cause, I mean, really, we've been going for 2 hours. We can call it whenever you want to call it.
Yeah.
With everything happening in the galaxy, StarWars.com is the only place online that is all Star Wars, all the time.
Yes, 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 yes.
Kind of expected, like that they might have brought like Alan Tudyk out or Tony Gilroy, or they may all still, if they're still watching it together or whatever, then they may not want them to come out until it's over.
Of Star Wars information from all eras.
It's just time filling now until that happens.
You'll never run out of Star
Surely
Wars
they're going to come out and interview the cast.
StarWars.com.
Maybe because they streamed the whole panel, they won't bring the cast out.
I feel you, Draconis. Oh, the Andor panel's done, but they're watching the entire first episode.
Right, and so I'm like, so why don't?
That's another
minutes.
4.
No telling how
No,
much
but
they
we
had
wanted
to
to
like
like-
talk
Star
about it before
Wars:
they
The
started
Old
it.
Republic has delighted adventurers who have wanted to live out their own Star Wars
This
story
dude.
for 13 years. But the team
Whatever
of
happened to
rock
the
stars
other
put together a
chick,
trip down
the
memory
younger
lane.
Andy
chick?
Gutierrez.
Yeah,
Don't know.
Got us
Yeah.
to this point, as well as a sneak
She was
peek
way
on where
better.
the story's headed
Yeah.
next. Take a look.
Professional. I love
Zombie box. You're right, man.
Set 3,000 years before the stories of Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, Star Wars: The Old Republic is an epic
Yeah,
story-driven
it does say
Star
that
Wars
she
experience
does still
in
work
a
for
massive
Lucas
explorable galaxy.
film.
With 8 unique origin story paths and hundreds of story choices across dozens of planets.
Sadly,
Which
I
path
think they
will you
probably
choose
have a bigger
first?
social media team than we
fight to
realize.
protect
I
the
just don't
Republic
think they're that
or support
good.
the rise of the Sith
Tell you the
Empire?
truth.
Will you seek justice or vengeance? Will you find love?
Oh
Will you
my
fall to the dark
god!
side or
I
follow
knew
the
this was
path
going to
of
be
the
some
light?
freaking
We're
crap.
thrilled to be here to celebrate.
Well, as soon as
how
I
far this
saw
game
her
has come in the last
sitting here
13
yapping,
years,
I
as
was
well as
like,
the
"Oh,
new
this
and
is about to
exciting
be some woke
experiences we're
crap
still
video
building
game
each year.
stuff."
We've added many chapters to the epic story saga.
Well, she's talking.
New
Isn't she
improved
talking
gameplay
about the
systems,
redo of
unique
Knights of
gear,
the Old Republic? I
seasonal
missed the
events,
context.
dynamic encounters, and more. This is a living, breathing galaxy filled with countless details to explore.
Yeah, you can do
And
your
you don't have to do it
lesbian
alone. Make allies
love
or enemies
stuff
co-op
in this
story
version of the game.
experiences, PvP matches, starfighter battles, and large group encounters.
I've been watching the mixtape a lot lately,
Continue to
Adam.
enhance the game with modernization in
Thinking about
environments,
making a
lighting,
comeback.
characters, and technical performance, and countless quality of life improvements across the game.
Oof.
In our current story, Legacy of the Sith, the infamous Darth Malgus has set his sights on the demise of both the Republic and the Empire. Intertwined in Malgus's plans are the Twi'lek siblings
Hang on one
Sahar
second.
and Rakan Katine, one a former Padawan who has lost her way, the other a protege to the rogue Mandalorian Hedda Cole. And as with all stories in the Old Republic, at the center of all of this is you.
Bo knows Star
Through all the
Wars.
twists and turns, the allies and the enemies, your choices will determine what comes next for the galaxy.
Yes,
We want
we
to give a
know how the
heartfelt
game
thank
works.
you to everyone who has shared and continues to share their love for this game. From all the developers that have built these experiences, to
I
the
agree.
actors that breathe life into our stories, to the players who have found home and community in our worlds. We are still here 13 years later because of your love, passion, and
Oh,
enthusiasm
Tony,
for Star Wars: The Old
there is
Republic.
a white man.
Thank you. And may the
That
Force be
one.
with you.
She totally wasn't reading that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Fade in.
That still goes down in history. It's one of the worst damn things.
How could somebody who's worked in the movie industry for all those years say that?
Oh, that's because, you don't read scripts when you're a producer, right?
Yeah.
They are forged, shaped by ambition and fear, the desire for power, the need for control, the price of obedience. We allowed corrupt doctrines to dictate the paths before us. No longer.
There's not a single person in chat that is hyped for this.
Forged from pain and rage and sacrifice. My chains are broken, and now I will break them all.
No, that's another one they've ruined.
I wouldn't know. Never played it.
I've seen people play it. Well, what do you think? Oh, we need to wait for Nick to come back from wherever he's gone now.
Yeah, he just randomly vanishes for 15 minutes.
He did say he had to step away, but I didn't hear the word. There he is.
There's the vegetable cutter.
This guy. Bless him.
That's what we're doing.
He's carrying the whole thing.
Nick is combing the desert.
He's looking for that 180 million.
He ain't found. You know.
Nick is on a journey.
Oh man.
Oh good. She's
Helping
here
to
to save it.
celebrate 50 years of industrial light and magic, we have Lucasfilm's very own Senior Vice President of Creative Innovation, Digital Production, and Technology, a very succinct title. Give a warm welcome to Rob Brado.
Who? Well, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for live stage guests at this point. Oh my. Shane knows who it is.
Amazing. Right?
Amazing. It got really quiet.
There's nothing like Star Wars Celebration, am I
Yeah,
right?
this is just like a normal day in the office, except there's like 50,000 more people. So it's
Sure.
good to see everyone here.
And no community lunch, no bagel day.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Other amazing things, though, other amazing food and snacks. But Rob, welcome to the Star Wars Celebration live stage. You've had a low-key celebration, right? Nothing too crazy going on yesterday. No release of a whole documentary series about the history of ILM or anything.
Did anybody see Light and Magic Season 2 panel yesterday? Anything? It's super fun.
So fun. Such an amazing
Nobody
crew.
is giving him
There's so
feedback.
much brilliance on that.
Well,
stage.
that's what
It's a
you know.
little
Again, with these
staggered.
Japanese
I don't know how you deal with
audiences,
it every
you
day
have
at
to
work.
you have to understand what you're going to get.
I mean, for those of you who saw the panel, or if you didn't, the other amazing thing is also the humility. Like we're talking in my opinion, these are the people who help create visual effects, the kind of storytelling we love in Star Wars. And they're all so humble about their talent. They all shared very personal stories on Light and Magic Season 2 about their feeling of imposter syndrome.
All right, Coach.
Their feeling
That's
that they
enough.
weren't possibly the right people to.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I can't take his voice. That's when I know. That's when I know I've had enough. I was like, all I hear is nyang, 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 nyang. It's like I can't. Look at your face.
I'm good. Last night was actually interesting. Tonight, ugh.
Well, so that's why that's why this celebration has felt very small from a panel perspective and very front loaded. Because again, the only other thing that's happening here, I guess in a couple of hours, is whatever Dave Filoni is going to talk about Ahsoka, and I really feel like it's going to be a retrospective on Ahsoka season 1, because that's what it says in the panel. So even that, I think, is going to be just fine.
And if Hayden Christensen's there with Rosario, it could be interesting. But
I mean, I know I'm a little bit biased, but from what I experienced in London, Like there were I mean, you know, Ewan and Hayden had a panel, right? There was interesting. I mean, we were on the go. I mean, there were so many panels, so much to see. I mean, the hype was there. I mean, you were running from one end of the room, and this, I'm kind of like, gosh, I'm glad I didn't go.
Not a lot going on. I remember when they first released the panels, we were like, that's it?
And we knew there couldn't be anything of a surprise because you have to register, you have to lottery it. And again, that's why I know we're repeating, but that's why they pulled the Ryan Gosling, Shawn Levy stunt in the Mando and Grogu panel, because they had no other time set aside to do it.
Yep. All right. Well, final thoughts, guys?
I don't think there's any reason to stream day 3 unless you're really feeling like something's gonna. The Visions is tomorrow. Unless you're feeling like Visions is gonna be great.
I doubt I do.
And that's sad for me to say, right? Because I wanna be excited, but I wouldn't even want to rewatch this live stream.
Not
Yesterday's,
today.
I would rewatch.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll probably leave today's up.
I hope. Yeah, for all the extra views it's going to get.
Yeah, look, I am like literally sinking down into my chair. I'm almost like laying down.
How
about it sucked?
Oh, we do have one super chat that came in from Darth Maul's lower half, who I thought is there. Maybe I have that wrong. But said extremely disappointed of Hasbro, sad show. And we went over again some of the other stuff that they showed off. But yeah, I didn't see any of it. I didn't think it was that great. But thank you, Darth Maul's lower half, for being here and for
You're muted.
Yeah, I just realized that.
And for supporting the channel.
Yeah, the Han figure was the best looking one on there, but it's not anything I'm rushing out to go buy or anything.
I would never buy that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you all. I mean, I just thought they did a good job with the head sculpt, right? But I mean,
It was a good looking. It was a well done figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that Obi-Wan that they showed, that like statues, that looked freaking like, I'm talking about exact spot on. Which that wasn't Hasbro, but
yeah. All right, guys. I need to call it. I am literally sitting here fighting.
Yeah, I'm going to say I thought they had just released something that was worth it, but I think we're good. I don't have.
Yeah. Do you got a thought on this question, Coach? I'm not familiar with the Supreme branded G1 Optimus.
I'm not either.
It's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah. Is that something new?
Oh. So here is something. They did show the extended trailer for Andor, which brings in different scenes from further on in the arcs. And within that extended trailer, which I knew this, they confirmed that Admiral Raddus is in the show, is in Andor.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, Admiral Raddus had a part to play in Rogue One, so that's not a huge spoiler or surprise.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to get Tim Rose to...
Gosh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Supreme branded Optimus Prime, no. I don't know anything about what Supreme is, but
is that something new? Did you look it up? Was it something that you're?
I don't know if it's new. I've never seen it before. Yeah, it's got to be new. It's a 40th anniversary Optimus Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. DA said it was more fun at the airport.
Wow. Interesting.
You are more than welcome, Leslie. Our pleasure. I mean, I'm just tired, guys. That was a little boring. The last, 40 minutes of that.
Derek said, he just texted me and said, "You guys still on?" If you
I'm jumping off. I'm not waiting.
Okay.
I
yeah,
can't.
I'll let him know.
Because if he comes on, that might be 30 more minutes.
No, I can't. I can't do it.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Tell him we appreciate it.
Yeah.
But if you want to keep rolling, you can.
No, I'm good.
You keep walking the desert, man.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Great to be here. Thanks for still got 200 and some odd folks, including
guys.
Our
Thank
Twitter
y'all.
audience. So thanks for being
Like
here.
button on your way out.
We will.
I know it wasn't the most
soon.
engaging. No, this one wasn't the most engaging.
Yeah, we just kind of sat here and observed. But thanks for watching
Yeah.
it with us, and we'll be back very soon, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Later.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.
Oh yeah, I am. Ever tell you about my friend Popcorn? My bad. His name was Corn Pop.